And we're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. It's draft day time. It's Gerald Glassford. Truly appreciate you joining us right here at the Lakers Fast Break. I do host the Pop Culture Cosmos, which covers the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. On the latest Pop Culture Cosmos, I go ahead and I cover the big success for Toy Story 5, Xbox, not really going so well there after a great showcase. Things are starting to go awry there at Xbox once again, and is too much going on with Spider-Man Brand New Day. We go ahead and discuss that and more right there for you on the latest Pop Culture Cosmos, wherever you get your podcast. I want to mention also as well, I cover the Lakers for the Fan Arc Network as Lakers Latest. I want to go ahead and make sure you know that every morning I'm there on Lakers Latest on YouTube, where I cover the little tidbits and what's going on with the world of the Lakers and the NBA. So go ahead and check it out almost virtually every day right there on Lakers Latest indeed. All right, everyone, we're here. Truly appreciate you being here for NBA draft coverage. Hopefully, I will be joined by a legend. Hopefully, I will be joined by Joe Soro. I thought King Soro would grace us with his presence already, but he is looks like he's still on the way. Plus, it's 5 o'clock, so I do know that him getting back to the house at 5 o'clock still, hard deal in LA. I just dealt with Southern California traffic, so definitely know what it is, especially this time of the day. But it is the NBA draft. The NBA draft is going to go down. Looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. Obviously, starting with pick number one, where even though a lot of signs are pointing towards AJ Dybantsa, there's still the possibility of Darryn Peterson of Kansas being a possibility at number one. So we will talk about who Washington Wizards will pick and if it's good. What are your thoughts on it? So yes, there we go. 805, no. Baba Miller, no. Incorrect. 805. Baba Miller, unfortunately, is a little old. Yeah, I don't know who you're getting your info from, but Baba Miller, he is right now listed as a second round, possibly end of the first round draft choice. So it's a possibility, but remember, Baba Miller is also an older player at 22 and a half years old. There are younger players that were developing that are probably better fits for the Lakers earlier. And if that's the case, and they do go for a guy that is 6'11, but only 205 pounds, there's really no good fit for him because he doesn't shoot well. He does rebound well, but in the NBA, you have to have strength in order to do so. Oh, well, look who's here. It's the man himself fighting through LA traffic to get here. It is, of course, the Joe Soro experiment. There he is right there. It is Joe Soro. Joe, good to have you for draft day. Um, yeah, 805. I don't know who is projecting that. I think maybe you are projecting that, but yeah, 80 Baba Miller at 6'11, 205. There's really no defined position because he doesn't shoot well enough to be a small forward, but he is very light and lack of strength at the NBA level. So if he does get picked by the Lakers, I think that would be something where, again, we would have to go ahead and criticize Rob a lot for that because he is projected in most drafts as a second round draft choice. So, yeah, 805. I don't know who you're projecting, but I've seen on most mocks other names Henry Vassar. I know Chris Senac Jr., who I was hoping, but is probably gone by that time because the kid has more, probably too talented for Lakers. Jaden Quaintance, I've heard his name dropping there. Koa Pete dropping to that slot. Abuka Corey being in that slot. But there's a list of names out there that might be interested. Terrace Reed, JSJ. Uh, Explain why, JSJ, because I've also did a draft profile on Terrace Reed and just not really doing anything to move the needle as far as at 25. I'm not sure exactly what he brings to the table. Yes, he played for a major school, but in UConn. But yeah, I mean, a little bit older player as well, and a guy that he probably is set to, as a future as a back. But Joe, we're here today to talk the NBA draft, and again, we'll see if your boy Rob Pelinka will strike again. He's got draft experts now in Tony Bennett, I believe, to help process through. Your thoughts? Do you have any optimism? Do you have any real optimism this time around that a guy who has struck out most of this decade, with one exception, will finally get it right with a viable draft pick that will help consistently sooner than later?
The draft in the NBA is as crapshoot as it gets. Half of the first round, no matter if they're picked first, second, third, 12th, 10th, 25th, are busts. And there's been recent history where certain teams have been able to pick immense value where the Lakers are and even further down. So there should be a good chance that the Lakers can get someone here of value with better leadership at the helm. I don't believe in any way till this day that Rob Pelinka is the shot caller in this thing anymore. I think he's just there because it's window dressing for Genie. I don't think I'm wrong. And it's in a way a probationary period, I think, for Rob, in that, okay, you're Genie's guy. We'll appease Genie. We'll give you a shot. This time we'll give you some resources instead of the VHS technology that Genie was giving him. And for those of you who don't know what VHS is, it was before the CD or the DVD. Yeah, that far back. And then if he comes through, cool. If he doesn't, what we all anticipate happening is going to happen at some point. And I wish I had enough time to really Jay Billis this thing, but it's very difficult in the NBA to really gauge talent when you don't really watch and you're not in those gyms. See, what separated Jerry West from a lot of these guys is one specifically was Phil Jackson when he took the job in New York for the Knicks. If Phil wasn't going to go and scout, I don't see how he would be valuable. That's something that puzzled me, and it obviously was a money grab for him, if anything. And James Dolan wanted it a name before he finally got himself together and understood that he needed somebody that actually knew what they were doing and could set something up, which, look at the results. They won a championship since they did that. If you're not there, if you're not seeing it, see, if Luka had been playing in the NCAA tournament, something like that, there would have been zero chance that he would not have been the first overall pick. Zero. And he was right at that cusp of the European player finally going over the threshold. I know it sounds weird to say that after almost 30 years since the first Dream Team that kind of pioneered this thing, where you started seeing more European players getting picked first and coming over. But really, Luka was the last mistake I think the NBA is going to make in not focusing on the best player in the world. And the current setup, at 25, there's rumors and there's a lot of speculation that they're going after a center. I don't think that's a good idea unless he's the best player available, which is absolutely paramount in the NBA draft, no matter what's going on. You can get away with it in the NFL a little bit. You can get away with it, obviously, in baseball. They have 400 rounds. You can get drafted 100 times. But in basketball, you must pick the best player available. Absolutely best player available. If you pick for need and you're a championship team, you have a little bit of a window, but you're still making a dumb mistake. So are we going to assess the 25th pick as a need, or is it going to be best player available? Will it be the best player available at that point who happens to be a center? And what center is going to really make a difference is the question I have for everyone. Because the two best centers in the NBA right now, would you agree, is Wemby and Jokic?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
My pick for the MVP, which was Jokic, and obviously Defensive Player of the Year and a top 3 MVP in Wemby. What happened, Gerald? These guys have immense numbers and immense talent. In the end, they lost to a 6'2" guard. Maybe not directly, but that's who won the title. So what's going on in the NBA right now? Was this a fluke? Because we know that Miss Stang over there in Las Vegas said it was an outlier. She still couldn't admit she was wrong. Wow, what a surprise. I can get into a whole different subject in that world, but I'm not. I'll stick to basketball. So what is it that the Lakers have to have? That's the question you want to ask yourself. Something we've talked about a lot. My assessment on this is the Lakers have to pick best player available, and I'm hoping it's not a center at that point. I really don't think it's going to be a center at 25 anyways, by the way.
Well, according to ESPN.com, they've already started as far as that process, and AJ Dybantsa has been taken number 1 by the Washington Wizards. We'll find out to see how this will categorize itself down now with the Jazz coming up next, and then the Grizzlies.
Well, the question now is, here's the question I have for you. Is Darryn Peterson better than Cameron Boozer? That's been a discussion I've been trying to have with people outside the show. Like, is he really? Is he? I think it's one of those D'Angelo Russell things. I was comparing it to D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell, when he was coming out, had the least percentage of bust value when they were assessing his value, because he was that lanky. He wasn't overly athletic, but he had a quick release. He could he could kind of slither his way into things, and that's always a good thing in the NBA when you don't have to use your athleticism, because that means there's longevity in your career. There's not as much energy spent, right?
Yep.
So it made sense at that point, especially if he had focused like James Harden. As much as we diss on James Harden, at least James Harden puts in the work. At least James Harden put in the work to become James Harden. I thought D'Angelo Russell was going to be that guy. The question now is, if you're the Utah Jazz, are you going to go after someone who might be better than the 3rd pick, which is going to likely be Cameron Boozer? Or do you go after Cameron Boozer and get a guy that I believe could end up being at his peak a poor man's Tim Duncan?
Once again, it is Joe Soro along with me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching this thing. Our NBA Live draft coverage of the NBA draft. Of course, we've talked about AJ Dybantsa out of BYU, forward, 6'9" forward. I guess the safest pick, I believe, for Washington, and then what he can do, what he gives to the team. Offensively, defensive questions are there with him mainly, but him developing as a all-around player on a team that is in need of talent, that just re-signed Trae Young to a 5-year, $200 million plus contract, and still has questions on what to do with Anthony Davis, still pending indeed. But Joe, there was a major trade yesterday. Giannis finally found a new home. I know you were listening to rumors that the Lakers might be involved in the deal, but they have not. They still got to July 6th to be part of that deal. But as of now, he has gone to South Beach for many pieces, including Khalil Ware, which depresses me, and 3 first-round picks, including a pick tonight. Your thoughts on Giannis headed to South Beach over Boston, the other finalist, with Jaylen Brown now probably seething at the seams now that he's been dangled again in another trade.
Well, I was happy they didn't go to Boston because I thought Jason Tatum and Giannis would actually be a really good pair, especially in the East. I think that would have guided them to that would have put them over. Staying healthy, that would have put them over in terms of the best team in the East for sure at that point. Because now you have someone that can score inside the paint versus someone like Jaylen Brown, who I feel like leaves a lot on the table when it comes to putting more pressure on a defense. I think the Celtics have bailed teams out by just shooting too much. I don't know if that's a Missoula thing or not, but by the way, I did my homework on this, and it's funny how geographically inclined we are. Our brains think, oh, Florida's down there in the map that's not really real, by the way. And then you got Milwaukee, Wisconsin up here. Well, when I did the Greece travel thing, it's the same. It's the same distance. Matter of fact, I think go Milwaukee to the Greek islands is less. I think it's less like by 10 minutes. I think.
Well, if you read the reports sent out by Chris Haynes, the finalists for Giannis was Boston, Miami, and Minnesota. So the idea that the preference was to be in a city that on the East Coast that would be closer to Greece, like you said, with the arithmetic and with the mileage concern, kind of falls away when you consider Minnesota being one of the finalists. But the Lakers weren't part of that process. So again, another big fish that Rob Pelinka cannot catch.
Yeah, I'm not really too concerned about the excuse, the reasons. I'm pretty sure that if the Lakers had enough resources, they would have gotten Giannis, and Giannis would have been happy playing with Luka because that dynamic would have been absolutely devastating for the league. I mean, you'd have no shot.
Yeah.
You have absolutely no shot. You have Luka, who can pass and shoot, and then you have Giannis going to the basket. You just might as well just call it a night. They would build around that too. Very easy to build around. So the issue isn't so much Giannis wanting to go to the Greek Isles. I'm pretty sure Mark Walter and the Guggenheims can get him a plane over there pretty quick and comfortable. The issue is the Lakers just had nothing in terms of assets to have any shot at doing anything here. And Miami mortgaged essentially the rest of Pat Riley's career. Pat Riley has nothing to lose here. Pat Riley is going to retire in 5 years, tops. He is going to be gone. So he doesn't give a damn what happens in 2031 swap or 2030 swap or 2030 first round pick. He don't give a damn. He wants to win number 10. Number 10, folks, I'll run this down for you. Pat Riley won a championship as a player, as a role player in 1972, won 5 championships as an assistant coach and a head coach in LA, and then won 3 championships as an executive and coach in Miami. So that leaves him at 9 championships. Riley wants to go after 1 more or 2. And Pat Riley, much like Jerry West, has a persuasive demeanor about him. Because I thought the Boston deal, from what I've read from Shams, I thought that deal was better. I thought that deal was way better. So why didn't they take it? Why didn't Milwaukee take it? Well, I think they didn't take it. I think it's for one reason. I don't have proof of this, but I think the main reason was I think Giannis preferred to go to Miami. The other is, if you were Milwaukee to give Giannis to Boston, you essentially kill yourself by sending.
You put it Brown. If Brown goes to Milwaukee, you have a great player or a very good player making a ton of money, Joe, that's eligible for another 2-year, $140 million extension. And you're in purgatory. You're just right still in purgatory again. With Milwaukee, with the last couple of years, Giannis however great he's played, Milwaukee's just been in purgatory. Again, nothing would change. They won't get better or they won't get worse. They just need to do a reset, and I think that's why the Miami deal was a little bit more attractive.
Yeah, that could have been it. In the end, it's going to be interesting how it's going to be interesting how this hard cap in the NBA. Let's just call it what it is, because James Dolan already set the table right after the championship. I mean, he didn't even wait a minute before he started yapping about we are not going to go to the second apron. The second apron is a hard cap, ladies and gentlemen. Something that I was worried about for 20 years that the NBA would eventually get to. I was worried that eventually these guys were going to squeeze these low IQ player association leaders and the players into a hard cap, and they did. And now the owners control everything, much like how the NFL owners control everything. And it's sad, too, because player movement is going to take basically two things: a star player and an absolute cleaning of the entire organization for it. You're not going to see teams be able to get someone and compete. Miami, I know it's Pat Riley, and I know it's Miami, but Miami is not a good team right now. They are completely shredded of any talent other than Bam and Giannis. Matter of fact, you could argue that this Miami Heat team is not as good as Milwaukee's team last year when they were healthy. And Bobby Portis is pretty much on the way down. I'm not looking at him as someone that's going to play as a third guy on that team. I don't see it. I think he's on the downside of his career. What are they going to do about the point guard position? Okay, so they think Mitchell might be the guy. Are they thinking, well, New York got Brunson, we got this guy. Do you think Mitchell's the next Brunson? Hey, I'm not going to say no. No one thought Brunson was going to be. Who the hell would have thought Brunson would have won a championship in New York before Luka would win a championship? And how dumb does that schmuck Mark Cuban look? This is the third or fourth time he's screwed up his Dallas Maverick team by making bad decisions. The smartest guy that's supposed to be smart. Mark Cuban was never smart. He was a very lucky man that was bequeathed Dirk Nowitzki, because he bought the team in 1999. Dirk was drafted in 1998.
There you go.
So, anyways, the Lakers right now are. I still am going to hold on to this as much as I can. The real season is going to be next year. Unless something really weird happens and someone demands something somewhere. I just don't see how they have enough time and resources to go after anything. Right now, the focus is probably to bring Austin back, and a lot of these teams are not going to. I don't think any team is going to give him a 4-year max. I just don't see it. And what are the Lakers going to do? Are they going to compete with themselves? I don't see a Mark Walter run organization doing stuff like that.
Once again, it is the NBA Draft Live coverage. It is Joe Sorrell from the Experiment, along with me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks so much again for watching and listening. Truly appreciate it. I'm going to ask Joe his thoughts on the rumors that Rob Pelinka promised Luka an A-list center, or to be patient for the summer of 2026. So we'll get in that discussion here on this show as well. But here today also as well, a good man indeed. He has a lot of interest going on here in just a little bit, because he's got both Atlanta and Golden State coming up very shortly. It is my good friend indeed. It is Legend from I Got Next Sports Media. Legend, great to have you here, my friend. Thank you for joining us. Truly appreciate it. We've seen, with all the smoke screens of Peterson going possibly number one and Boozer coming up to number two and all that stuff that was out there, when all the draft experts and a lot of them leaning in a different direction, but they all admitted, or almost all admitted, well, maybe it's not the way I would do it, but of course, AJ Dybantsa would go number one. And sure enough, it's gone pretty much chalk, as they've said, is Dybantsa goes 1, Peterson goes 2, and Boozer goes 3. As we get to number 4, we already know Caleb Wilson's in any scenario, in any time frame, in any draft, as far as the 2026 draft is going, would have been chosen number 4. However, the other 3 were going to be moving around. Number 4 was always going to be Chicago and Caleb Wilson. So it's a matter of seconds or before they just make it official on that, in my opinion. But your thoughts on how it's shaken down so far for the NBA draft?
What's up, Tough? So far, I would say things have just about went how I kind of expected it. The only person I'm going to always be a little skeptical of until I see him on the court is Peterson. That's the one I have like a little bit of a slight red flag hanging up in the air because of all the take me out coach. That means that's a little red flaggish. But the rest of them have pretty much played out the way I expect. Shout out to Caleb Wilson representing Atlanta too in that part from the Atlanta area. So it's dope to see him get drafted. But so far, everything flowing the way I expected. I figured after the top 5, that's when things may start going anywhere at that point.
Well, we'll see what happens at number 5 because the Clippers own that pick at number 5. So we'll see if they choose someone or if they're in the midst of trading it, because they might have some issues with some future picks down the line because there's no decision yet on the inspiration case. But Joe, I mentioned that in recent days, Dave McMenamin reported from ESPN that I guess when in signing the extension last year, Luca, he was promised or told or inferred by your friend who says you say it has no control here, Rob Pelinka, that just to be patient for the summer of 2026 when the Lakers would financially have a lot more options as far as cap space, assets, et cetera. And that I guess after what happened this past season, that Luca is looking for an A-list center. So, with that said, my friend, your thoughts as in regards to what was reported and what is believed to be thought of by right now by Luca and the organization.
Gee, who do we know that's an A-list center that might be a free agent in 9 months, 10 months?
If he doesn't sign the extension.
So that went over a lot of people's heads. That everyone started assuming, oh well, what are they going to go get? Where are they going to go get? Who? Lopez, like a burnt out Lopez. Like who are you going to get? You can't go get Indiana's not going to give you Zubac. So what's an A? First of all, Zubac is not an A-list center, anyways. What is an A-list center? There's only really 2 that come to mind. One is in San Antonio, and the other is Mr. Zubac. I'm sorry, Mr. Jokic. So I am. You cannot let that just sit somewhere. You have to give that a shot. If he doesn't sign an extension and becomes a free agent, where do you think he's going to go? You don't think Jokic knows if he goes to LA to play with his boy Luka? You don't think his career is going to be extended even more playing there and have a chance to win? Understanding who's in charge now. We're talking about an organization that had a guy that they brought in. I know he's been struggling this year, but the man turned down $350 million in Toronto to play in LA for $240. I know that the AAV is higher with the Dodgers, but you don't know if there's going to be a torn ACL or a messed up Achilles. You don't know any of that, right? The guy said no to an additional 110. What happened to Jalen Brunson in New York? He took $113 million less than he could have. And look at the results. You look at guys like Edwin Diaz, even in LA with the Dodgers. He took less than what the Mets were going to give him. People want to play for a Mark Walter team for less money. It's an interesting concept. Must be because they treat people well. Must be because they win. I'm not saying Denver's not bad. Kroenke's a winning owner. Great. No problems with him. He's won a Super Bowl. He's won a Stanley Cup. He's won an NBA championship. I think he won one with one of the soccer teams. So what is the Lakers' objective here when they hear the term from their boy? I want an A-list center. Well, Luka, let's say I'm Rob Pelinka, for God help me. I don't even think it'd be Rob Pelinka anyways. Let's say I'm Mark Walter. Oof, that sounds better. Oh, you want an A-list? You want an A-list center. We know we can't get Wemby right now. Not going to happen. But there is somebody. And that somebody has not signed an extension. So, Luka, I'd be more than happy to oblige. I can't go talk to him, though, because that's called tampering. And I don't really want to get into that. So you could talk to him. And I'll tell you what, if you can convince your countrymen, your half countrymen or quarter countrymen, depending on how you look at it over there in Slovenia, Serbia, go talk to your boy. Hey, come to LA. Don't sign the extension in Denver. They're not going to win that championship over there. They're not going to be able to do anything over there. Come on. You come to LA. I know you like your privacy. I know you like your horses. Is Hollywood Park still working? I thought they closed that shit down.
No, Hollywood Park, dude, they put a stadium where Hollywood Park is now.
Right, exactly. So we can't entice them with the horse
and
thing.
A shopping mall.
Right,
and
like everything else.
And
like we need a shopping mall. Anyways, so he wants an A-list center. And we all do. I know I do. I know I want an A-list center for Luka Doncic, because if for some chance he can be convinced to not re-sign and take less money and come play with his buddy Luka Doncic, boy, you think all this Wemby and all this Oklahoma City and their draft picks and New York, you think all that is stage one in the NBA? Hell no. The Lakers would flip the freaking league upside down if Jokic came to LA next year as a free agent. And here's where it's important to understand what this means. Why is it so important to get him as a free agent? Because then you don't get hit as much when you keep your own guys. You don't have to mortgage the entire house or houses like Pat Riley just did. You get them for free and you get more depth, and you hit on the draft this year and you hit on the draft next year. Imagine you get Jokic, you hit in both first-round picks, and you keep the guys that are essential right now, and you sign a couple guys this summer and next summer that are perfect role players. Boom! Now you have a title run. And by drafting well, that means you get a lot of these guys on their rookie contracts, so you don't have to pay them a lot. This is why it's crucial, absolutely crucial, that these guys hit in the draft, because now the NBA's turned into the NFL. You know how Russell Wilson got picked in the 4th round, Gerald? You know why the Legion of Boom existed? Because they were paying their Super Bowl quarterback, back-to-back Super Bowl quarterback, $400,000. Same concept now in the NBA. That's how it has to work. You got to make sure you draft the guys that make an impact, not guys that are injured 90% of the time. This shit I'm tired of. And when we're talking about Darryn Peterson, he's missing time in college. And he's going to Utah. You think he's going to like playing in Utah? That was a bad pick. That was a bad pick by Utah. That was a bad pick by Danny Ainge, unless he plans on trading him. Should have got Carlos Boozer. I know I said best player available, but there's certain towns that shouldn't have certain players. Guys that are not available already, that have suspect red flags, should never go to Utah. Utah does not treat people well when they're lazy. You think it was a coincidence that John Stockton played every game that ever existed when he was playing, or Karl Malone? Those guys never miss games. They put up numbers every freaking night, day in and day out. You don't do that shit in Utah, you're out.
Number 5 by the Clippers has just been chosen, unless they decide to trade it. Keaton Wagler out of Illinois is the newest Clipper. So I guess we will see what happens. Again, they have a point guard
Caleb
already.
Wilson go for
Yes.
So everything right now is pretty much most of the mocks that I've seen right now. It's 5 for 5 right now.
Yeah.
So
Wagler
Mikal Brown
has been the
Jr.
most
should.
talked about name.
So Mikal Brown Jr. now should be next for Brooklyn, according to a lot of the mocks.
Legend, let me bring you back into this. And again, it's our live coverage of the NBA draft. It is Joe Soro along with me, Gerald Glassford, and of course, Legend from I Got Next Sports Media. Legend, your thoughts, the Keaton Wagler pick. I know that again, there was like 4 guards. You could pretty much lump them, put them all together. And it just seemed like every draft guru just had a differing opinion on which one is the best out of that 4, or will be the best out of that 4. Keaton Wagler brings size, but athleticism and toughness, I think it's a question in regards to that. He's not as athletic as the other 3, slight of build, but maybe playing alongside Darius Garland, we will see what happens there. But he does need to make sure he shoots well to offset Garland, if that's going to be your backcourt for the future in the Clippers, as far as in the Clippers uniform. Legend, your thoughts on Keaton Wagler?
Pretty good clip. I was a bit for Clipper. Pretty good pickup for the Clippers. Not a bad pickup. You got a good guard coming in, and that's something I think the Clippers need to do at this point. They probably want to start trying to get a little bit younger. And of course, I know a lot of us are waiting to see what's going to happen with the Kawhi situation, but I think they're going the right route right now to try to get younger. And I think a lot of teams should do that who's not Oklahoma or the Spurs or anything like that. You want to get some younger athletic guys, start slowly transitioning toward the future a little bit, but getting some athleticism, because that's something it's going to take to beat these other younger teams. You want to beat the Spurs, you want to beat the Thunders, you're going to have to get athletics on. You can't be slow, can't really jump. You're gonna lose every year that way. That's just being honest. So I think it's a good move for the Clippers. Get some more athletic young dudes coming in the gym, and let's see if all them planting trees pay it off.
I knew you'd say something like that. I knew you did. Obviously, talking about the aspiration controversy, which we still not yet gotten resolved on that. Joe. Again, we've not heard anything from the commissioner on that, but it is expected if it all goes down the way it does, this could be one of the few Clippers first round draft choices they might make for a little while.
I don't know what Silver's lost a lot of his thunder the last 6 years. We've talked about it. Ballmer is pretty equipped, though. It's probably why he's got to be careful. Ballmer is the richest owner in their league, and that Microsoft money has a lot of resources to lawyers. But I can't help but think that all this could have been avoided if Kawhi had just not listened to his stupid ass uncle and came to the Lakers. If he had come to the Lakers, he would have had at least a couple more championships. Would have had his number retired up in the rafters. Imagine that. He'd have his number retired in San Antonio and in LA. I don't know if Toronto will do that in 1 year, maybe. But what this did was the Clippers did, even though the Lakers still won the championship, it did derail LeBron's LA Laker dynasty. This would have been a dynasty. They would have won 3. I'm almost positive they would have won 3. Because imagine the workload that would have been spread out between Kawhi, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James. It would have been immense. Those are all number ones in their prime. 100% ones. It would have been similar to how the Boston Celtics were between 08 and 2010, except better in terms of their ability to play together and be effective. They weren't just old guys playing together. They were actually kind of towards the tail end, but still very, very good. And that's something when you really dig deep in your thoughts and what happened with that whole situation, it really kind of, it's LeBron is, I know this is going to sound really funny and weird. LeBron might be the most unlucky all-timer ever. Because he beats Golden State in 16. And it's very likely that if they don't get Durant, he probably wins one or two more. But they go get Durant, Golden State, and they end up costing LeBron probably a couple championships there. LeBron goes to the Lakers within a year, gets Anthony Davis, and then has a chance to get Kawhi Leonard, and would have won at least 3 championships in that setup. I mean, LeBron could have won 4 extra championships if those two things don't happen. Now, I know you could say that about anything, but think about that for a second. Like Durant going to the Warriors and then Kawhi going to the Clippers. Really? Like, LeBron's a lot of things, but LeBron is a giver, man. It's not like you were going to go play with Kobe. Kobe wanted to destroy your entire life. You want to destroy everybody's life. You want to be the guy. Okay, get it. Same thing with Shaq. But LeBron's the giver, man. Go play with LeBron, and AD's kind of chill. It would have been perfect. You would have had your jersey up in the Lakers building. You would have been a legend next to Wilt and Kareem and Magic. And now what? Now you're going to go what? You're going to go get traded to Miami or something? Because that's what's coming next once this is done. What's the point of having Kawhi on this team? They're not going to be able to do shit anymore. Might as well get something at that point, right? So, sad case of affairs. That's why you don't let Nimrods control your life. Uncle Dennis, the fact that I have to say his name and even give him any acknowledgement is bothering me. But if he happens to ever watch this, Uncle Dennis, you cost your nephew legendary status. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's a champion. But you're talking about a guy that could have been a Laker legend to boot. You ruined it for what? For what? So that you can get a couple extra, I don't know, warehouses wherever you were trying to funnel your money. For what? All that money for what? Your nephew drives what? Doesn't he still drive a 98 Bronco? Or whatever the hell he drives? Like, what was it for in the end? You let your selfish, dim-witted moron of an uncle destroy a legacy that would have been bigger. You took the easy way out, like Kevin Durant did, and he's never been the same. But Kobe was right. Kobe was right in the end. If you have to convince somebody to be a Laker, they were never a Laker. So here we are.
Number 6 pick was, like you said, Joe, it's going chalk. Right now, legend Mikael Brown Jr. Out of
looks
Louisville.
Like these GMs, and I gotta throw some shade towards my boy Jeff. Empire Jeff has this habit of telling nobodies like us that we don't know as much as the people that are in charge, and there's a lot of truth to that in areas, but there's also a lot of not truth to that. I swear, these assholes are just drafting off the ESPN mock.
I'm looking at Tankathon right now, Joe.
And it's just I want to make this clear that Magic Johnson, who was in charge at the time of drafting Lonzo Ball, was too busy. This is the part I keep telling you people about. When you're not scouting and in the game, you're not watching stuff. You're not watching players. You're not at these games. You're not in the gym. You picked Lonzo Ball because that was the status guy. when you had Jason Tatum waiting for you, who was begging for you guys to go get him. See, that's why you can't do that.
So, Legend, Brooklyn once again has selected a guard. How many did they select last year in the first round? 4 out of 5, I think.
I think so. I had to go back and look, but I think so. It was
There was
mostly
just a
guard.
kid out of Michigan. Yeah, there was just a kid out of Michigan who was a forward, a 6'10 forward. But everyone I think was a guard that they chose 4 of the 5 picks. So that pretty much tells you that all the guards you pick, including Demon, not quite exactly yeah, kind of missed. If I'm an owner and you're picking a point guard after you pick 4 guards in the last season's draft, it just tells me a lot. Me a lot. But your thoughts right now, because it looks like Sacramento is going to get their guy. They've been not shy about talking about Darius Acuff, about getting that.
Well, he wants to be the next Jalen Brunson, right?
Yeah.
See how it spawns? Every little guy wants to be the next Steph Curry, and then everybody now wants to be the next Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
Except you got to have your boys with you. See, he's got his boys, Bridges, Hart. I'm talking about his boys. Guys he won with at Villanova twice.
Well, Darius Acuff just got chosen at number 7. So no surprise there. He on the Kings, watch out. Okay, if you're talking about a fantasy team, he might go for 20 to 23 in a rookie year. Seriously, on that team, he's going to have all the shots. Shots.
They that terrible, so they have fun, man. You just learn and have fun over there. We not playing for much, so.
What's up, Alan? You're at pick number 7. Yes, we're not at pick 25 yet. Darius Acuff Jr. just went to the Sacramento Kings out of Arkansas. And the best part about it, Legend, he doesn't have to care about defense because they don't care about defense at all in Sacramento. So.
Where do they care about defense in the NBA except in the
I've been told about this kid, and I saw the footage, I saw the highlights, I saw the actual reel. I've seen games with him. He cares a lot about the offensive side of the ball. Defense, he's allergic to defense. So take that for what.
Then he can't be the next Jalen Brunson.
No, I didn't say he was going to be the next Jalen Brunson. I just thought he
will
I'm
score
about 20.
Him saying it.
Oh well, yeah. Well, good luck on that one. But he will score 20 in Sacramento. He'll be like those fantasy sleepers that you have. That doesn't amount to any winning unless he gets something better on the defensive side of the ball. Indeed.
So is Kingston Fleming's going to Atlanta now at 8?
This is where the draft could start. Because Kingston Fleming's is, according to Tankathon, what I have on the mock draft at number 8. But this is yours. This is your team, Legend. What do you want them to choose at number 8?
All I ask is don't fuck it up. That's all I ask from him. Let's not mess it up. Get us either a good guard, kind of rebuild on this guard situation. You either get a good center. It's one of those two that I want. Good guard or good center. Can't go wrong. Give me one of them.
So the question now is, do you pick a guard this early that hasn't really been shooting well, but is a freakish athlete?
Shooting can be fixed. A good shooting coach can be fixed. Athleticism, either you have it or you don't got it situation. I might well take a chance with the shooting on me getting fixed. Take a chance and see. Within 2 years, can you develop a good jumper?
Does Atlanta want to wait 2 years?
That is the big question. I know how ATL is.
Because it feels like
they go big for like Ademara.
Too early in my book. Too early at 8. To me, he's not a. I actually wouldn't pick him until the 20s, and that has to go to a team that's like if Oklahoma City gets him, that's the pick, and then they can get Hartenstein out of there. Save up on that money.
We will wait and see. But it is still Atlanta is on the clock. Legend. Yeah, I mean, Kingston Fleming's, if you take a look at his numbers, athleticism is off the charts except for wingspan. He measured well everywhere. 3-point shooting, he was at 38%, but on relatively low volume at Houston. But 39% from three and 85% from the line. So comes in as a decent shooter, just not the volume that you would like to see in preparation for getting to the NBA. Lakers, Alan says, I don't know, guys. I'm getting out of it.
I just need the Hawks to do good. Hey, man. Dream doing good. Number one in the WNBA right now. I need the Hawks. Get better. Catch up. Come on, catch up, man. The ladies doing good.
And CJ is coming back. Is that correct?
That is correct. He already signed a 1-year deal.
Yeah, so there you go. That's right, $21 million deal. That's right, if my memory serves me. So, yeah, that was someone I was hoping that the Lakers could get coming off their bench, but that does not look like it's going to be the case. CJ McCollum, who did a bang-up job for the Hawks, actually carried the Hawks to the only I guess the lead, you could say, for the any team against the New York Knicks. So before they went on their run. So yeah, there you go. So it is the Hawks. Who will they take? We will find out in mere moments. It is, of course, the NBA Draft live coverage. Truly appreciate you guys being here in the chat. Also, as well, truly appreciate you catching us on the back end as far as YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Zion, anyone? Does anyone want Zion? Zion?
No.
I'll take that as a no.
No.
There you go. Indeed. So sorry, Wit. Zion is not someone that's moving the needle for us at this point. So, but his teammate.
Trey Murphy, but he's going to fetch 2 first-rounders, and the Lakers only have 1.
No, they have 3. They have this one and 2 others.
I'm talking about this year. Not next year or 2 years from now. I'm not giving 2 first-round picks for Trey Murphy, unfortunately. I can't play that game again. One, if you're not going to get anyone of value, I guess the 25th would be worth getting somebody like Trey Murphy. But I think somebody's going to give New Orleans 2.
All right. Well, with that, it is, of course, the Lakers fast break. We're still waiting on one of Legend's teams, Atlanta. This is the pick, though, Legend, that New Orleans was so gracious in giving up.
Thank you, New Orleans.
Because they wanted Derek Queen so badly that they gave up an unprotected pick, which is this pick right here. So with that pick, we will find out who that is here in mere moments. Again, great to have you here. Stefan says, did the crew already dive in on all the Giannis mess and trade as depressing? So, Legend, after we get through the Atlanta pick and your analysis on that, I do want to hear your thoughts on the Giannis deal. Joe and I already talked about it earlier, Stefan, at the beginning of the show or near the beginning of the show. Of course, if you haven't heard already, Giannis was traded to Miami for several players and 3 first-round draft picks, including 1 for tonight's draft. Indeed. So we will see what happens, but we do not. Yes, it is Kingston Fleming's. So Kingston Fleming's is. Okay, so right now it's chalk. It's chalk.
Just follow the ESPN mock.
I'm telling you.
Just follow. I'm telling you, these. All due respect to Jeff, these GMs are ass.
Oh man,
90% of them are ass. That's why guys like Presti and even Conley now is starting to get some shit. Right? It's really Presti. Well, I'm not going to dog on Conley for what's going on. That's not fair. Like 1 week.
That's a mess going on there. It's a financial mess.
But it's Minnesota. It is what it is.
Joe, he is out in a year. by the way. He is out in New York. Keep that in mind.
Look,
Future Rob
there's
replacement.
no way of convincing me otherwise that the dumbest executives in sports are NBA GMs.
Yeah.
Absolutely useless half the time. Honestly, absolutely stupid. So when we get mad about Rob Pelinka being a dunce, it's no different than most of the GMs in the NBA. These guys have no clue what they're doing. It's not good. These guys are not doing what the good ones are doing.
They're probably just reading off the mock draft right now. They're probably all just
I'm
on.
telling you guys, it's exactly like, I mean, every pick has been dead on with the NBA mock draft on ESPN. That's
and
embarrassing.
I've got same thing with Tankathon. That's what I'm going off of, and it's right there. If that's the case, Braden Burries is next on mine. I don't know who's next on yours, Joe, on the mock draft. But Legend, while he looks that up, let me know your thoughts on Kingston Flemings before I get your thoughts on the Giannis trade, my friend.
Not a bad pickup. Like somebody said, he is a dog. He played pretty damn good with Houston University this year. Had a pretty good little run up in the NCAA tournament. It's not a bad pickup. You know, still getting younger, building around his team, and taking that approach like Oklahoma did. You know, get your younger guys in the draft, develop them, see what you look like in a couple years if you can make a similar run like Oklahoma. But it's not a bad pickup. Not a bad pickup. I actually could have watched this in Atlanta too. I got a free ticket to go to the arena.
Oh, for the draft party?
Yep, I got sent the ticket in my email to attend it. I didn't feel like going to Atlanta today.
Who are you throwing it to? Sorry.
Oh, the Dodgers game. So yes, Joey is watching the Dodgers right now as well simultaneously.
Get that kid to Magic City.
That was a funny play.
So Legend, besides getting the key to the Magic City, and of course for Kingston Flemings, but I wanted to ask your thoughts on the Giannis trade. It is now about 24 hours, closing in on 24 hours since it happened. Your thoughts on the deal? If this was the best deal that was out there, could you have seen something better? Was Milwaukee a little bit too late in dealing him? And how do you think Miami did? Do you think Miami has a competitive enough team moving forward?
I think at this stage, this is probably the best they can really do because they waited so long to do this. You probably would have got even more if you did this a lot sooner, and especially before all the injuries end up happening to Giannis this past season. That probably kind of watered down the value a little bit. Personally, I would have tried to get more from Boston. I'd rather had Jaylen Brown. That is me personally. I get a dog.
But I was talking about this with Joe.
They were trying to get Hugo. I heard they were trying to get Hugo out of there,
and Shireman as well.
But I still think 2 first-round picks and whatever filler they had and Jaylen Brown was better than what they got with it from Miami.
I think they're concerned because Brown is up for a 2-year, $140 million.
That makes sense, and
then also, are they just going into purgatory again? They're in purgatory with Giannis. Jaylen Brown isn't a better player than Giannis. He's almost as good as Giannis. Would they just be?
You're probably right, Gerald. You're probably right. I think you're right. I think they probably looked at it. Well, do we want to get a $400 million player that's not going to win, and I might as well just start over? Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
I think
but I will say though, for Miami, personally, I think they got better, but I still don't think that's a championship team though.
Because right now, what is Bam? It's of course Giannis. If they take care of Wiggins picks up the final year. They work out a deal. Wiggins, Davion Mitchell, and then Norman Powell. If they bring him back,
Paul's gone, Gerald. He's going to be gone.
I think Paul gone too. That can be expensive to bring him back.
Yeah.
We got finally a deviation, guys, because Morez Johnson Jr. goes 9th to the Dallas Mavericks and new coach. Funny. Dustin May goes to Dallas.
Ain't no surprise.
And he picks.
So that should tell you, Gerald. That should tell you, boom, right there, that Ade Mara should not be picked anywhere near the lottery. Nowhere near. You cannot. Look, my family, Michigan fans. I watched a lot of Michigan basketball this year. I wish I could watch more basketball, college basketball, more college football, but I can't. I just spent 162 games a year. The Dodgers, 17 games plus playoffs of the Steelers, 82 games of the Lakers in playoffs. It's just difficult for me, right? But that right there, if you're a general manager paying attention, he didn't pick Mara. Dusty May. Does that sound like head coach Dusty May?
So
sounds like a comic.
Milwaukee, and I don't think Milwaukee's going to pick up Mara either, because they just got a young center that I think is really going to be good if he's given the opportunity in
Golden
full.
State would be one taken.
In Kaloa. Yeah, it could be Golden State that could want Mara. I like Mara. I know there's some durability questions. There's some questions about his.
I think he's too slow for
stamina.
the NBA field.
But the kid can pass. The kid can pass and do a lot of good things. But yeah, you're right. How does he? Can he? Is it going to be drop coverage with him all the time? We'll have to wait and see. That's
unless he turns into Brook Lopez the last half of his career. I don't see how the hell he's going to. I don't know. I'm sorry. This game just does not translate for me. At least not right now.
Yeah, it probably will be. Nebe Ament has been targeted here by so many different draft boards. That kid out of Tennessee, that's probably where it's going to go. We will wait and see. But Merez Johnson Jr., I think, again, the kid, Merez Johnson Jr., still got a developing game, but man, defensively, he can guard 1 through 5, and he has a great size for a kid that can do that at 6'9", 6'10", at 250, but can guard along the perimeter. So yeah, absolutely. They're looking to go ahead and surround Cooper Flagg with some good talent. Merez Johnson Jr., I'm not going to fault him, although again, he was projected between anywhere from 10 to 18. So yeah, a little bit higher up than what a lot of people like him. But again, look who is being part of that selection process in Dustin May. So we'll wait and see. It's funny how Frank Vogel was not even considered for that position, and he was the assistant head coach on that team. So getting rid of anything relating to Jason Kidd. So Frank Vogel can't even buy a break.
Well, he's been a head coach 4 times?
Yeah. Oh well, he may be still being paid by Phoenix, so I won't feel too bad for him. I won't feel too bad for him.
It is the perfect job, the perfect coach for the Lakers in 2020, 2021 was him.
Have a feeling we'll be bringing up a Wolverine up next. Okay, well, okay, because Shams Charania, I don't know if you guys have been watching Twitter, Legend, but Shams Charania up until just now did not post anything on Twitter. He's been only talking on ESPN only. He's not been doing his usual I'm trying to beat Woj with the pick ahead of the announcement type deal. So the Merez Johnson Jr. Pick was the only thing he's announced on Twitter since like 1 hour ago. So that to me is surprising. Maybe something ESPN in the league said, hey Shams, can you cut it out, please? You don't need to beat Woj. Again, you're not racing against Woj, so you're good. You're good. So that's the only way I can explain it. Somebody must have talked to Shams, and he said, "All right, I'm cool. I'm just going to be a company man with ESPN." There you go. But right now it is number 10, and we're waiting on Milwaukee to go ahead and choose the pick. It is the live NBA draft coverage. Truly appreciate you joining us. I don't know what to do. Okay. They're talking World Cup in the chat now. Yeah, he's fine. He's fine with Phoenix. There you go. So him and Budenholzer, they're both getting some nice fat paychecks still from Phoenix. Indeed. So with that said, yeah, we're still waiting on a pick from Milwaukee. Oh, the other thing. Yes, Joe, you mentioned it earlier in regards to Tim Conley and some of the things that he has to do because of the financial shape of the new owners of Minnesota. So they made a little trade of their own, Joe. And Julius Randle was sent packing to Brooklyn for essentially Not a whole lot. So just draft pick,
It
I
was a
think.
salary dump
Yeah,
so
it's a
that they could
salary
sign
dump,
their own
in
guy.
other words. And also, Nick Claxton in the deal was moved to Chicago. So your thoughts, my friend, on what they're doing in Minnesota?
They're preparing for Anthony Edwards to eventually say, "I want to leave."
Yep, it's the trend.
Go to Lakers. Yes, there you go.
No,
But you don't like him. I
no,
know you don't like him.
I don't want that fucker anywhere near the Lakers.
Oh, let's say
I
come
knew
home
you'd
to
say that.
ATL, come back to Georgia. Hey, Georgia, UGA would
Hey,
love to have you back nearby.
yeah. I know you. I knew Joe would say that, and I knew you would say that. So there you go. But we are still waiting on the draft pick right now.
No deadbeats,
for
please.
Milwaukee.
No
Child
celebrating
support
deadbeats.
Child support beater.
There you go. So we are still waiting. Again, it is the NBA draft live coverage. We're looking forward to seeing who Milwaukee will pick, but I'm thinking it is going to be Nate Ament, 6'11" forward out of Tennessee. Still got a lot of things he could develop, but he's very young, raw, and definitely at 19 years old, still could probably do a lot of good things out there and maybe become and develop into a really nice player. Stefan Piscano says, I know, and this was asked earlier also as well, Stefan. Joe, you interested in Lou Dort? In my mock off season show, Caleb Ponce offered me Lou Dort because you know that they're in a money crunch, so they're dumping some salaries, which they already have to an extent already. They already started with Wiggins the other day as well. Your thoughts on possibly getting into the Lou Dort business?
I wouldn't mind. Yeah, I wouldn't mind someone like Lou Dort. I think that's exactly what the Lakers need is youth, someone that could still improve, develop, who can shoot a little bit. I don't know. It seemed like he always shot against the Lakers. And then the other is he can play some defense. It is exactly what they need. That's exactly how they need to build this thing. And that's my thought on it. I'm pretty positive that it'll work.
Yeah, with Luka there, you need you need a defensive dog to go alongside him. Legend, would you agree? We've talked about the lack of defensive prowess that Reeves has, and having a Dort or a Herb Jones or someone that's really at a high level defender probably would be a better fit around Luka and make it better for a longer run in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's something they really, really need. A dog who can play some defense, somebody who don't mind doing the dirty work, somebody who don't mind ruffling up some feathers and getting nasty on the court, as I like to say. Do what you got to do for your team, and that's something they're missing. You're not going to get that from Austin Reeves. That's just not him. But if you had a Lou Dort, something like that, he's going to bring it. That would help tremendously on that defensive end. Something they've been needing for a while. That will make up for a lot of their defensive issues. So again, if you can get Lou Dort, that's a good pickup. That's a very good pickup.
Another thing, Gerald, to consider too. The man plays intense basketball, right?
Oh, yeah.
The man was a first team all defensive player. He's
a lot of cheap shots though.
Yeah. That I don't care. That's fine.
What time you need?
You're talking about someone who's going into his prime now. This man's going to be 27 going into the year. 26, I think he's 26 now. He's going to be turning. This is prime time. This is when you hit your prime in the NBA. Is that 27 number, and he's already proven that he's already made the defensive player, the first team defensive team. That is elite defense when you make it on the first team. So when we talk about a team that needs some grit, this is the guy you go get. This is the guy you get, and he can still improve. And he will improve because Luka Doncic is playing next to him. That man naturally makes everybody around him better. Marcus Smart, did he not play well with Luka? And Marcus Smart was supposed to be a little bit washed. Just saying. And Lou, if he improves his shot just a little bit, if he shoots like he shoots against the Lakers, how about that? If he shoots like he shoots against the Lakers only, then we're talking about someone who you don't need to worry about, oh, do you need to go bring? I mean, I'm not saying you want to. I want Austin back, but I want him back at a number that makes sense. So this is the kind of player, and we talked about this way before you asked this question today, Gerald. Lou Dort was one of those guys this offseason that was someone we were thinking about. Yes, this is a realistic guy that can come here because obviously OKC's got 2 first-round picks, and the second apron is lingering. And a lot of these owners, no matter what they say, not all of them are going to be honest and transparent like James Dolan. They do not want to touch this. No one wants to touch the second apron. No one, except maybe Ballmer, but he's got bigger problems now. So Lou Dort, if the Lakers got someone amazing at 25 and got Lou Dort this offseason, it's a win because that likely means they're going to sign Austin Reeves. Hopefully it's only for 35 mil, or if they're going to pay him 40, it's only 3 years with a team option for number 4. But we know they're not going to probably do that. They're probably going to give him 40 for 5. I don't know. I just have a feeling that's what they're going to do.
We'll see what happens, but again, we're here for the NBA draft. Yes, we've spoken at length in regards to Lou Dort as a possibility, so that's absolutely pairing him alongside Luka and seeing what you could do to sign and trade would be the best option for me for Austin Reeves, to use that money that he is going to sign for, whatever that is, 30, 40, 45, 48, whatever he ends up signing for would be great in a trade as far as getting assets back. If that is at all possible. Sign and trades are rare, but they do happen on rare occasions. So I'm hoping that will be part of it indeed. But Chicago and Brooklyn were hampered a little bit. Their salary caps, as far as what the available cash that they have this summer, reduced a little bit, but that does not count them out from being able to offer something to Austin Reeves. But we will wait and see how that goes. Again, we have not heard anything in regards to DeAndre Ayton and Marcus Smart picking up the final years on their contract as well, but we should hear in the coming days before, obviously, free agency happens. So we will see what happens. But number 11 pick, again, back to one of your teams there, legend, Golden State. Who are you looking for with this pick?
A center. It's risky. It's risky, but man, we need one bad. We just need one badly right now. It's risky.
I don't know, man. It's too high for a center in my view.
I'm like Joe too. It's kind of high to be getting a center. That's the biggest need.
We're on 11. 11, as Tufso said. Thank you, Tuff, for sharing that. I didn't see that until now. We are on the 11th pick right there, waiting on the Golden State Warriors. Just to give you a recap of the top 10 picks, AJ Dybantsa went at number 1 to Washington. Darryn Peterson went at number 2 to Utah. Number 3, Cameron Boozer out of Duke to Memphis. Caleb Wilson out of North Carolina to the Bulls. Keaton Wagler out of Illinois to the Clippers. Mikael Brown Jr. Out of Louisville to Brooklyn. Darius Acuff out of Arkansas to the Kings. Kingston Flemings out of Houston to Atlanta. Merez Johnson Jr. out of Michigan to Dallas. And Braden Burries out of Arizona to Milwaukee. No trades for any of these top picks have been made or reported on to my knowledge. So pretty standard, mostly chalk so far. Merez Johnson jumping up to 9 is the only slight surprise out of all this so far. So we'll wait and see what happens. But we're waiting on pick number 11 right now from the Golden State Warriors. And we're still waiting on that as we speak. So it'll be interesting. Yaxel Lendenberg out of Michigan. So the Michigan guys go 1 and as far as 9 and 11. So Yaxel Lendenberg, as predicted by Tankathon, is going to
a forward.
What? I'm sorry?
Took a forward.
Yes, they took a forward. An older forward legend. A guy that's ready to go now. He at almost 24 years old is ready to play now, ready to contribute now. The question is, development is not going to be something they're concerned with. You've got an old team that wants to still make one last run, Legend, in Golden State.
That was a good pick, by the way, considering. Better him than Mara. I'm telling you right now, Mara should not be that high. I'm just saying. But that actually, that wasn't they needed that position. I guess they got it, but they picked the right one in my view.
It's not a bad
Legend,
pickup.
your thoughts?
It's not a bad pickup. One thing I like that he got experience already. I actually kind of would like to have somebody a little older. That means you most likely will come in and you kind of about ready. You can come in and help in some spot, come out that bench and help. So I don't think that's too much of a bad pickup. That's what we kind of need. They're trying to give Steph one last hurrah to get ring number 5. So you need somebody who can come in and kind of already got experience, who can come in and help you out, and that's something he should be able to come in and do. We'll see if our buddy at center still be available down the line. Who knows? It might fall to the Lakers. Who knows?
Well, Oklahoma City is up next, and you know that they have money issues because with both Holmgren and also, of course, they're having some money contracts kicking in. Yeah, so Jalen Williams as well. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. They've already, Joe, released money with the Wiggins deal already. Isaiah Joe's rumored to be on the way out. We talked about Lou Dort. And 2 picks in the first round, that costs money. They were talking about there was talk about them moving up and packaging those picks, but obviously nothing materialized for Sam Presti.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody worth. I wouldn't be surprised if Sam. I wouldn't have been surprised if he traded back, but because he's been so good at getting guys in the really in the second round. I don't know who we'd pick. Maybe he gets Emmett here. Maybe that's the guy. I don't see him getting a center with what's left. I mean, do you think Steinbeck is the guy that could replace? I don't know. It's such a crapshoot.
6'11" kid, 240 out of Washington, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. The center position is the running back position of the NFL. You can get those guys later. You can get those guys later.
Steinbeck is
just get the best player available at the moment. Ament is the best player available at this point, according to the mocks.
Well, we have history with this pick, guys, because this, I believe, is the last pick of the Paul George trade.
Yeah, it is.
I believe it is. So there will be no more. So through the annals of NBA history, they can analyze
through the annals.
Well, yes, okay, yeah, as you would say it, but unless they go ahead and announce that they trade this pick for like 2 or 3 more picks.
I would,
as far as down the line.
Presti's track record getting guys in the second round is impeccable.
Lakers pick is number 25. Just to let you know. So they're still a little bit of ways away. So we don't want to start speculating as of yet because we still don't have a good feel on who will be available. The forwards are starting to go, which is concerning. The 6'10", 6'11" forwards are starting to get ticked off the box, which is sad because I think that's really the deepest position, Legend. In this middle part of the draft is the number of forwards that are out there, 6'10", 6'11" forwards that have skill, that have talent, that are able to go ahead and do certain things. And I was hoping again that one of those nice forwards would fall to the Lakers because of the fact that there's just with whether it's Johnson, Luxembourg, Steinbach, of course I've talked about Chris Senack Jr. There's an abundance of 6'10", 6'11" forwards in this area, but they're starting to be snatched up.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of these good forwards getting snatched up, and you kind of seeing who gonna be the one to maybe fall down in this draft. See if somebody end up slipping a little further than expected, but so far like Joe said, it's almost like a script. It just going down the script pretty much. Just going down pretty much a straight line.
Except for Ament. Ament was as rumored as high as 5 by the Clippers. So he is the one falling right now.
And there's always one.
Well, Stefan, if you watch
I would love for him to drop to 25. I'll tell you that right now. Oh, man, if he could drop to 25, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Chris Senac Jr. is the one I said it is, because Mara has not been predicted or projected into that slot for the Lakers in about 2 months. He was shot up in the draft as much high as in the top 10 for several drafts, but I said if he is available, Chris Senac Jr. Out of Houston, 6'11", 240, great rebounder. And he is someone that I would have, if he's available, take. I know that people have talked about Jaden Quaintance. I'm concerned about his free throw shooting because right now Legend or Joe sitting from that desk could shoot better free throws than he can. That's concerning. Plus, he has a knee injury, an ACL that he tore up in his first year in college. So that's concerning. But he is 6'10", 250, and probably the strongest kid in the draft. So if you're looking for strength, which did win out,
got him.
Oklahoma got him.
Yep.
Ademara. Yep. Ademara goes to the Oklahoma City
Somebody
Thunder.
about to ride.
So Joe, he did go number 12. Ademara.
I'll take Hartenstein as a backup center.
Hey, one of them got to go. This pick says
they got to save money somewhere. They have to get rid of Hartenstein. Yeah. He makes too much money.
Well, they're talking about him declining his last year, becoming a free agent, then re-upping with OKC on a more team-friendly deal.
Well, good for him. I hope it works out for him. But he ain't going to get a lot of run in the playoffs, and neither is Mara.
Well, we'll see if it's a trade package, Alan.
Could be.
We'll see if
could be.
Could be.
Because, again, they have 2 picks in the teens here, OKC, and those picks still cost several $1 million. So that's something to consider, especially if you're with all these extensions kicking in for Williams and for Holmgren, possibly something that they have to go ahead and do. Xbox, we will try to bring you, well, I bring 3-4 shows a week with the NBA observations, but live shows, probably going to go ahead and sprinkle them in here and there. But yeah, right now, just as far as the schedule for the Lakers, they're just not doing a whole lot to talk about right now. So when you have nothing much to say, in fact, I comment on Lakers Latest. If you see every day, I go Lakers Latest and I try to bring out, sometimes it's really hard because, guys, right now there's a lot of smoke screens. I mean, I had to bring up a report that talked about AD possibly coming back because Rich Paul trying to move or maneuver it around there for Austin Reeves. And again, once I put that out there as far as that and said that that's just a report. It's not something I would do, whatnot. There was, even that alone as a little tidbit gets people started. So again, there's not a whole lot to talk about Xbox as far as the Lakers right now, except for what they're doing today, of course. So as it warrants, we'll go ahead and sprinkle some live shows in for you before we get into free agency. But we will also have NBA observations on the channel. We have at least 3 to 4 shows a week on NBA observations coming always as well. So hopefully you'll get a chance to check that out because that covers the NBA. So Joe, we're up to the Miami Heat. Oh yeah, this is the Miami Heat. But this is actually going to Milwaukee. So who do you think? Milwaukee may get Nate Amen after all?
Could be. I mean, they're gonna.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get into the area now where I don't know enough to really make a good assessment on who's next. There's way too many centers though in this draft. There's too many centers in this draft, and I don't know what the NBA is doing other than maybe thinking, well, Wemby's going to be the face of the NBA, so centers are going to be valuable. Well, did the New York Knicks have a center?
Yeah, they had two that they
Yeah, I think they got
regularly
two.
use.
I mean, we saw what basement living dude in Oklahoma City was doing, which is staying in the basement. Looked like he had never played basketball his whole life. I don't want a center that isn't athletic, that can make shots. It's just not going to work in today's NBA. So I'm really hoping that the Lakers don't pick a center here. I really am hoping
Vassar has been talked about out of North Carolina, a kid who's defensively challenged, but I know Tough likes him because he does stretch the floor at 40% shooting from behind the arc in college. But again, and can take the lob pretty effectively, but defensively and rebounding have been an issue, which is the reason why he's been there. And Terrace Reed, JSJ, Terrace Reed just, man, there's just nothing. You have to give me a reason why you would take a 23-year-old. He's 6'11", 260, but just seeing him, he just does not look like someone that's going to, I don't know, maybe
learn your lesson
nice
from
backup.
Connect.
Nice backup though.
Learn your lesson from Connect. Make sure you get guys, and I know that I know the Lakers have a little bit more resources coming into this draft than they did last year and the year before, and that's why I think I'm not worried at this point. I think they're going to make the right call. So I'm not really too worried. I'm really not worried.
For those watching or not watching the Dodgers game that Joe is watching off screen, they are leading 5-2. Just wanted to let you know that right now. So again, it is of course the NBA Live.
I'm
draft
sure Mark
coverage.
is very excited about knowing the score.
Well,
the updated
again,
story.
It is 5-2 Dodgers, bottom of the fourth.
And how many times I got to tell you guys out there, stop poking at the goats. No one listens. That's all I heard. Ronaldo this, Ronaldo. I saw all these graphs about how Messi scored 0 games the last time he scored a goal, and Ronaldo hadn't scored one in 100 billion years or 130 days or whatever the hell it was, and all of a sudden he hits 2 today. It's like, guys, let that things play out, man. Why y'all got to be a bunch of drama bitches? Seriously? And by the way, if Messi hits that penalty kick, he has a back-to-back hat tricks. That was nuts. Watching that was nuts. These guys are amazing. It's like Federer and Nadal and Djokovic with these guys, man. They just age like fine wine, man.
JSJ, I guess if he's a rotation player, 25. If he's a contributor, if he's a rotation player sooner rather than later at 23, then that's fine. That's fine at 25. But we have to get, like Joe says, we have to get it right with somebody who can contribute on both sides of the ball. And at 25, that's really hard to do. That's definitely hard to do. But it is Milwaukee's pick. It is Miami picking for Milwaukee. Legend, let me get you back in here. Let me ask you this. So far, we've seen the Michigan kids all taken up as far as is concerned. We've seen Kingston Flemings go to your Hawks, and we've seen Yaxel Lindenberg, again, a forward going into Golden State. So with that said, are you satisfied on what you've seen so far from your teams, or with a 23rd pick for Atlanta, are you looking for something more?
I'm so far okay with what they've done so far. They kind of answering needs that need to be answered. The forward pickup that was okay for Golden State. Hoping maybe they can get like a center or something too whenever they come back around their next pick. I want to see what the Hawks do as well. Knowing they picked up the guards, how do you like the guard pickup? Because I know our number 1 pick ain't really panning out that great. So if I'm the Hawks, maybe I want to see can I get a center or two, another center, see what we can do on that side of things as well. But neither team ain't doing that bad so far. I'm so far satisfied with what I'm seeing from both sides so far.
And JSJ Terrace Reed Jr. has moved up. He was as late as this weekend. He was listed on many mocks as a second round draft choice, and he has moved up into uh, right around the low 20s. So he could be available when you want. Maybe he got a promise from somebody. Usually, a player last minute when he moves up like that probably means he's been given a promise by some team. So interesting to see if that will work out. Nate Ament has been chosen. So they got their guy anyways. They got the guy that many people thought would be picked at 10. He gets picked at 13. So again, in July 6th, when that trade for Giannis gets fully consummated, Nate Ament will be the next Milwaukee Buck indeed. So yeah, they got their cake and eat it too. So they got the guy that a lot of people thought they were going to get at 10. They just got him a little bit later. That's all. And they got a guard as well in Braden Burry. So they're doing pretty good. I think they're doing pretty good. They're addressing a lot of needs because, as you said, Joe, earlier, they got a lot of needs. They got a lot of needs.
Sounds like somebody we know.
Yes. Yes, indeed. But Nate Ament, he is going 13. 13. Tennessee.
I knew that.
And then I
That's freaking Miami.
That
he wasn't gonna drop anyways. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. That's all right. So there you go. Has Stone said someone Stone to our best of our knowledge no longer or at this point in time
Stone got a girlfriend.
Yes.
And that means usually for most men your life is over.
Yeah, we have Joe was the last one to talk to him, but he has had some life changes and he no longer covers the draft at this point in time. Maybe he'll come back to it. I'm not sure. I know Rafael Barlow, my friend, who's been on many shows here, and he was actually here during the pandemic for our entire playoff coverage. He recently got back into the game because his international gig with the Dallas Mavericks, with a new management run there, they're changing people all over the organization. So he is now back in the NBA draft game. Just wanted to let you know that. Yeah, I would be thrilled to get Scenic. So how is John Costa? I got a text from him like about a week and a half ago when I tried to get him on a show. I guess he's okay. He's Mr. Zoom executive. He's busy doing this, busy doing that, busy doing this, busy doing that. So yeah, he's missing that. So all right. So indeed, that is so. All right, good for Stone. Yeah, I hope he's I'm hoping he's doing well. He was a good guy, and I'm wishing him all the best. He just was always trying so hard to be that next draft guru that would get catapulted up, and
then he got a girlfriend.
Trying hard for him, and he got a girlfriend.
Yeah. I know that feeling.
Nothing stops progress more than a girl.
Right.
I'm glad you said that.
That is so true.
Xbox is asking if you got married yet.
Who?
No, I'm finna get ready to pop the question next year. I just about got everything all settled. What I want to do.
Okay.
So it's a matter of keeping in the dark at this point now, because you're asking too many questions.
Charlotte is up next after that. So they've got actually 2 picks also in the teens at 14 and 18. This was a surprise team that had a great late season run to get into the conversation. So we will see what they need. Obviously with Com Knipple, they had a much better than expected season, and they've got 2 picks here they can really use to get some depth to help that team grow. Indeed, I do think they're probably going to lean towards at least one of those picks towards a big man. So or someone in that ilk as far as because there's still a lot of good forwards out there that they might want to go ahead and turn to. All right. Yeah. Well, Alan, just to let you know that as far as Ament is going to Milwaukee as part of the Giannis deal. Just to let you know, Miami made that pick, but on July 6th, Ament will be going to Milwaukee as part of the Giannis deal. Halfway through to 25. That's right, Tough. We're almost there. We're almost here. We're halfway there. Halfway there indeed. It is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break NBA Draft live coverage with legend from I Got Next Sports Media and Joe Sorrell for the Joe Sorrell Experiment. Truly glad to have you here. This anticipation, I wish it was go back to like the second round where, it's like less than 2 minutes. You get 2 minutes to pick. There you go. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Now it's just still like that 5 minutes between picks. And it's just like,
Hey, lady with the red hat. That was for Mark. You'll know what I'm talking about. Sorry. Need to interject there.
No worries. All good. So what if the Lakers draft a shooting guard, Joe? And as far as with Austin Reeves, his situation still pending, would you see possibility of them getting a guard and then around that time being maybe like insurance in case the Austin Reeves saga doesn't go their way?
I mean, I guess you could look at, again, I'm sorry that I can't, I just don't watch enough college basketball, so I do my best to try to do as much research beforehand. Let's say, I don't know, Malik Thomas is available at 25. He's
That's
19.
a good solid pick.
He's 19. And if you're thinking young guy, going to get better and all that, that's cool and all. But you also need someone that can make a difference in year one. I don't, taking a chapter from Stone, since we brought him up. Stone is one of the more adamant guys about rookie players in the NBA not being good. And it's not a barometer when they're not good year one. But this team needs a stud, like out of the gate, someone that could be part of the rotation. We're not asking them to be a superstar, but someone that can create a problem. And when you look at a lot of the guys that are going to get picked in the late 20s and early second round, they're all 3-4 year guys. And I guess that would work for a ready-made team that's on the cusp, but Lakers need to get lucky here and get a young player that can be effective year one in some way. And of course, having a shooting guard is ideal. Someone who can shoot and have some athleticism, that would help.
Hannah Steinbach, 6'11" forward out of Washington, really good all-around player, goes 14 to Charlotte. I guess, again, something that they needed, and that's going to help them out. They're going to get a lot of talent on that team. Yes, they are picking today. The full entire first round will be on today's show. So up next, who do we have? That would be Chicago again. So via Portland. So Chicago Bulls are up next at number 15. And with a team like that needs talent everywhere, you never know what's going to happen. But legend, Charlotte is a team that's in and around the area of Atlanta as far as teams that could be on the rise again next season. Your interest as far as what Charlotte does, because it looks like, again, with Hannah Steinbach, they're adding some beef along the front lines.
It looks like they are. It looks like they're beefing up, making some pretty good moves. They're definitely in that Atlanta territory where they're definitely up on the rise. They showed a lot of promise last season, and that could be maybe a foreshadow of what they can do this upcoming season. But they really showed a big step in the right direction. And the kid that they just drafted, that's not a bad pickup. That's pretty good for them as well. They got a really good rookie coming off his rookie year who looked like he might, I don't know for sure, but he showed flashes that maybe he can be all-star level at some point. Showed some flashes, so I think it's a good pickup for the Hornets, going in the right direction and getting to the point of maybe their franchise will no longer be that team that, oh yeah, free win, fellas. Won't be no longer that. It looked like they finally turning things around over there.
Hannes Steinbach, a guy who can stretch it out to three, but also a double-digit rebounder. Defensive, a little bit, and toughness, a little bit in question, but at 6'11", almost 7 feet, 250, definitely someone who can go ahead and get a lot of boards for you. And again, stretch it out to the three-point area. So again, in the ideal setting for Charlotte, where they play an up-tempo style, he'll get a lot of opportunities to go ahead and get some points indeed. Yeah, they're getting some nice young front end talent for the front court indeed. Let me see. Oh, okay. Let's see what you guys are talking about here in the chat right now. He traded their pick. Yes. SB, there was this little trade that was made. It's for a guy named Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yes. Just letting you know, yes. And part of it was the number 13 pick involved. Yes. Just wanted to. Gotta love
Luke is a Laker. Sincerely, SB.
Oh man.
SB, we love you, man. But yeah,
SB, don't you live in the future? You and Mark. How do you not know this?
Okay, I flash to your guys' WhatsApp every now and then. I know the particulars of that trade, Sports Baby, was put in that WhatsApp more than once. More than once. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, it's true, man. Playback's still lingering as an issue with SB, man.
Yeah, I had late in the season. My brother-in-law says, "Dude, can I get the game, man? Is it like playback's gone, man?"
And you're like, "No,
playback's gone, man.
Playback in the history books now.
Do it yourself."
You know what they say about it? It's too good of a thing. It was too good of a thing, so you knew it wasn't gonna last. Things like that just don't last. Oh, I could go ahead and watch any of the sports, any of the basketball or any of the baseball games out there. Oh, I just have to go and make a free account. Oh yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, see how long that was gonna last. Yeah. I don't know what their business plan was. I really don't know what their business plan was. I just don't understand how they're going to sustain a profit or make a profit or get something close to a profit with that business.
Maybe they were trying to money launder it a certain way and it didn't work out.
Yeah, exactly. So it didn't work out indeed. Somebody took a bath on that one. Tony Lee, a great to have you here. Who do we wish to draft at 25? Well, I for my morning show on the Lakers' latest channel, I had said if it was me and he is available, I said Chris Senack Jr. out of Houston because of his size, youth, and athleticism, and ability to rebound, possibility to be able to stretch it out to the three area, but mainly again 6'11" kid, 240 that can jump out of the building and has great measurables. And is still young and has time to develop, which is something that I think not just you need now, but you need going forward to really bring. Because I've heard from you guys and gals all through a year, like, why don't we have more youth and athleticism? Why don't we have more youth and athleticism? Well, it could start there if he does drop down to that position, but I'm not hopeful of that because there's, like, as I said to Joe and Legend earlier, all these 6'9", 6'10", 6'11" forwards that are all multi-talented, they're going already in the draft right around where we thought, a little higher in the draft. So I seriously doubt with 10 picks to go, Joe, that a guy like Chris Senack Jr. will be available. But maybe a talented guard like Cameron Carr, who really has some great measurements himself. Christian Anderson, who's a great shooter. I mean, Alan Graves, a great shooter for out of Santa Clara, but he's not as athletic as you'd like to see out of a kid like that for a freshman. But yeah, there's still some good players on the board that possibly Rob Pelinka can draft.
Yeah, it's definitely still a lot on that board.
He's more of a power forward. He would be a small ball center tough, but I would not put him at the. I would put him at the power forward position. Legend. Not. Swain is gone. I don't see it listed yet on ESPN. So let me go ahead and refresh to see if that's the case. Not yet. I do not see it yet on Damian Swain. It's gone. But
He just got picked
yeah,
up.
He just got picked up.
Yep, going to Chicago.
Okay, he is okay. Dalen Swain. Yep, there he goes. Okay. So funny because when you change tabs, it's not there, but when you come right back to the tab, Dalen Swain is gone to Chicago with the 15th pick right there. So Dalen Swain, he was actually trending down a little bit in some mocks from what I'm seeing right now. But yeah, Dalen Swain, I had talked about him, a good swing player. Someone that brings athleticism. People are just hoping that he can get a shot in place, and he shot 81% from the free throw line. So they're thinking that a shot will translate with him. So good athleticism for Chicago on Dalen Swain. So we'll wait and see who is next. Memphis is on the clock. All right. So that's on that. Yeah, tough. Just to let you know, yes, Chris Senack will probably be a center in some situations, but at 6'11", 240, more likely be best as far as alongside another 7-footer, but with him as your power forward is what I would choose. That to Chicago. All right, there we go. All right, indeed. All right. And once again, it is the Lakers Fast Break NBA Draft live coverage. Great to have you here. Looking forward to going and see who the Lakers will pick. It's 10 picks away. It's number 16 right now. We're at Memphis. Then it goes Oklahoma City, back to Charlotte. And then it gets into Toronto, San Antonio, Detroit, the 76ers, Legends Hawks, and then the New York Knicks, and then the Lakers. We'll see what happens. So there you go. Carino, how you doing? Great to have you here. Thanks for joining us. Truly appreciate it. Yeah, there you go. Cannot thank you enough for stopping by. Truly appreciate it. But JSJ, I did not think so about a week ago, but I did a draft profile of him because there were possibilities, because he tested so well at the draft combine. He was the best player in those games, the scrimmages that they have at the draft combine. Plus, he met or exceeded all of his measurables, including vertical, reach, wingspan, and all that stuff. But he is, I guess his interviews have not gone as well as what happened in Chicago. So he may be dropping up for that. Yeah, Scenic Jr. will probably be picked before 25. Tough. Yeah, I have no doubts of that. So could get lucky, but yeah, I doubt with 10 picks to go still that Scenic Jr. is on the board. I do think that he'll be taken up probably late teens, early 20s would be my guess. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, if Cameron Carr came down as a swing forward, 6'6" forward, 6'6" guard / forward. Yeah, kick and shoot. 38% from 3, 80% for the free throw line. He has, I believe, the best vertical out of anybody in the draft. I think of 42.5 inches. Cameron Carr out of Baylor. 42.5 vertical. He is one of the best as far as the agility drills. And his wingspan for a 6'6" player, Joe, is 7'1". So
yeah, I'm gonna say I wanted to wait till we got the 21st or the 20th pick before I really kind of went over it. But yeah, I'm gonna say if I had to pick, God, hoping I'm not jinxing this. If I had to pick a hope that the Lakers get is it Philon Jr.? LeBaron?
Phylon, yes.
Phylon.
LeBaron Phylon.
Phylon. So Phylon is the perfect two guard next to Luka. Someone who can score, someone who's athletic.
You just got to feed him some sandwiches, Joe, because he is.
Oh no, I know he's like $175, but
yes,
that's not a big deal. He's gonna have enough.
Take him to Jersey Mike's. Get him some good cheesesteaks.
I'll take him to Jersey Mike's. I got. They always ask me, "Do you want Mike's way?" I said, "No, I want Joe's way," and they never laugh when I say that. Too focused on their job, I guess. But
yeah, tough. I think Rui Hashimura is going to get a lot of offers. I think that again, he has a attractive skill, and what it matters the most as the leading all-time playoff 3-point percentage shooter. I really think he is going to be courted by a lot of playoff teams and could be very good playoff teams. So I don't think we're bringing Rui. We're getting Rui back. I just don't. I just think it would be great to have him back. I hope we get him back but then again, if we get him back, Joe, we don't even start him half the time because again, it's in the LeBron triumvirate era, it's just been hard to keep him in that starting lineup.
So is he going to get like a 3-year deal for 60 somewhere?
I bet you he can.
The dominoes will fall once the LeBron thing falls, and then at that point you'll know. But it was pretty clear during the year. We had discussed that if the Lakers bring Austin Reeves back, it's likely Rui's not coming back, regardless if LeBron comes back or not.
Yeah.
It's just not the way the system is set up right now. It's just not going to make sense.
Let me ask you this. Touching on that, I talked about on one of my most recent Lakers latest about the possibility of Landry Shamet. James Dolan said right before the parade, James Dolan on a radio show said that, the Knicks are not going into the the second tax apron. If he were available, which Shamet is going to be a free agent, would you be interested in getting him over, let's say, a Luke Kennard, because Shamet has developed his game from being just a one-way player like he was with the Clippers to more of a two-way player like we saw in the playoffs?
Sure. Yeah, I would.
Because Kennard can't defend.
Yeah, Shamet, little seasoned, probably perfectly seasoned for championship player now. I'd say
Bennett Sturts.
I'd say that would immensely help the bench. Somebody like that coming off the bench would be a definite upgrade considering what we have now. But the Lakers have to understand, or the Lakers will obviously understand that there's roster spots right now allocated to players that shouldn't be there. You all know where.
Well, that would include most of the roster, in my opinion.
And there's especially 1 or 2 that should not be there,
or 3 or 4 or 5. Or 6.
Definitely 2 really very quickly come to mind. If the Lakers are serious about contending next year, I don't see how that's not going to be something that needs to get done. This team needs depth beyond depth.
By the way, Memphis just traded the number 16 pick that they made, Bennett Sturts. Get this, Joe. Bennett Sturts is going to the Oklahoma City Thunder for 2 second-round picks. And guess who picks next?
Oklahoma City?
The Oklahoma City Thunder. Interesting. Bennett Sturts, this may be a little tiny bit higher than what he was projected at, but still going to OKC for 2 second-round picks. I mean, Memphis is not even getting a first-round pick back in the deal. So money savings, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Which is strange because JSJ, if they pick this, they would have 3 first. If they keep it, their next pick, they would have 3 first-round draft picks, which means there's still, Joe, probably going to be more of a fire sale to come for Oklahoma City players. And if the Lakers don't capitalize on some of that talent, that's the problem. Because Wiggins, I would have liked Wiggins on our team.
Well, the Lakers, the NBA is changing, and it's changing as we see it. We're seeing it in real time now. It's changing. The NBA has created the NFL model. They're trying to create the NFL model. You look at the teams that have won in recent memory. It is the most parodied time of the NBA ever in its history. The NBA started in 1946. The NBA had parity 1 decade before this decade started, and that was in the 70s. And even then, you still had multiple champions in that decade. The Knicks won more than one. The Celtics won more than one. You even saw, in a lot of cases, repeat participants in the finals, and they just kind of switched winners in the Washington Bullets at the time and the Supersonics. This current era of basketball, this last 8 champions have all been different, and none of them have won again in those 8 years. It's been 8 separate winners since 2019. And I don't know, Gerald. Is it better for the league? Does it matter? The ratings were high, right? I don't know.
Man, for the New York, I mean, 33 million, a high of 33 million for New York.
Yeah. So, and I don't see New York repeating in any way. I think they had an opening and they took it and they got it. Who's going to win next year? No one knows. But I would like the Lakers to somehow coax Jokic into not signing that extension and becoming a Laker next summer. And that's how I'm looking at that right now.
And tough. Having Luke Kennard in the regular season's great. But yes, we saw in the postseason, I mean, it worked out for those first couple games. He was, he had to go out there. He did really well in those games against Houston. But you saw OKC, especially in that game 4, he and Austin were both picked apart by SGA. And when you have Kennard out there, the higher you go in the playoffs, the more, like you said, situational. You called a specialist, Tough, in your comments. Situationally, you have to figure out what it is, and becomes less and less for him because of his lack of defensive ability. I mean, now that he's about older than 30 now, he's not going to get any quicker or more athletic on the defensive end. And he's played for so many different teams because of the defensive end. Remember the Lakers when they played Memphis? He was a key part of that rotation up until that Lakers series. They put him out there. The Lakers just laser focused on targeting him in that playoffs. And he became, like, if you remember, Joe, he became like a bench. They benched him. They literally could not play him in that rotation because they were targeting him. And like I said, Kennard is great to have in the regular season. If you can find ways to work him still some minutes in the playoffs, absolutely, you try it. But defensively, it's going to hurt you after a little while, the more you play him. So if you're cool with bringing him on like an $8 million, $10 million deal, but only playing him like 10 to 15 minutes max, maybe in like a Western Conference final site type of situation, then that's the reality where Luke Kennard is. Now, Shamet, as we saw, played some heavy minutes in both the finals and in the Eastern Conference finals. So that's, to me, that goes a long way, because he was, Joe, like Kennard. If you remember when he had that nice deal that he got from the Clippers, he was essentially a one-way player. Him, Kennard, Davis Bertans, those were just guys that were sieves on the defensive end. But man, and in fact, he was out of the league. Shamet was at one time. He was on a non-guaranteed contract. They waived Shamet in training camp this year and signed him to a non-guaranteed contract. So he has learned to become an effective defender and allowed himself to be someone that they can count on in that rotation. But they might lose him because of the cost issues that Dolan doesn't want to spend enough money, Joe.
So the Grizzlies trade. Memphis is trading number 17 to Detroit to move back to 21 for 3 second-round picks. So they've gotten 5 second-round picks in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
My question to you, Gerald, I know this is kind of off the cuff of the draft, but do you see Memphis trading John Morant?
Problem is, who would get him? I think they probably already had conversations.
So
it's just who are the takers?
So now does Miami take a chance with John Morant and pick up those second-round picks, some of those second-round picks too, to kind of replenish their draft a little bit? Something to think about.
We'll have to wait and see. Ibuka Okore was selected by the Oklahoma City Thunder. Okay, hold on, guys. All right, now here's the deal. Okay, it's going all over the place on this one. Memphis is trading number 16 pick. Okay, Shams got it. Didn't fill it out all the way. Okay, Memphis will draft. Okay, Memphis is trading the number 16 pick, Bennett Sturts, to the Oklahoma City Thunder for 2 second-round picks. Memphis will draft number 17 now via OKC. So I guess they get Joe the 17th pick. They go one slot down, which he neglected to mention in his previous tweet, plus 2 second-round picks. And the Grizzlies selected Ibuka Okore for number 17, but Ibuka Okore is now going to the Detroit Pistons to move back to number 21 for 3 second-round picks. So the Grizzlies are down to number 21, Joe, but by moving down twice, they've gained 5 second-round draft picks.
Yeah, draft picks and cap flexibility. Welcome to the NFL. I mean the NBA.
Well, what do they have to lose, Joe? They're not. It's not like they're going to be a truly competitive team next season.
Yeah, no one's going to go to Memphis. I'm curious to see, once expansion is official, are they going to be the one that moves to the East, which would obviously
should be 2 teams, right?
No, it'll just be one, because both Vegas and Seattle will be in the West. There's been talk about Minnesota moving, but Memphis is further east than Minnesota.
So it is Detroit. So okay, let me go ahead. It was kind of confusing because again, the tweets by Sham, they weren't clearly laid out.
I want Phylon if he's there at 25, but I don't think he's going to make it. But if he's there at 25, you got to get him.
Take him to the hat. You're going to drive him to the hat and get him some pastrami.
Hey,
wanted to go ahead
making somebody build muscle and gain weight when they're 19 years old is a easy that's a much easier than worrying about somebody who's got a knee problem.
So here we go. Memphis had the number 16 pick. They traded with OKC to move down. And then we
can have a LeBron and a LeBaron, Gerald.
Yes, there you go. That'll
actually you'd have 2 LeBrons technically. Bronny's LeBron Jr., right?
And then after that, they traded
French team.
Memphis did. Memphis traded down to number 21. In the process of moving both those twice, they gained 5 second-round draft picks, 2 from OKC and 3 from Detroit. So he got who is it? Bennett Sturts, as far as it's concerned, was who the Oklahoma City Thunder got. And then Ade Mara earlier in the draft. Quain's said slipping JSJ. I bet you that's a lot of it's based off his medicals. Remember, he tore an ACL in his freshman year and only played 4 games because he was experiencing in his second year, in a sophomore year, because he was experiencing some issues with that knee. He says he's about 90%, but he's not fully all the way back. But again, 6'10", 250. He is the strongest player in this draft. But again, you sitting at home watching this, probably from your position right there, shoots better free throws than he does at this point in time. Because if you've seen the kid shoot free throws, it's not good. Brian, we have number 25. Number 25 is what we'll have. But yeah, Quain's strength is not going to be an issue. We talked about LeBaron Philon, needing a sandwich and all that. Quaintance is on the other end of that scale.
But he's the
That
one
dude
that
has
has
a
the
NBA body now that's ready.
yeah, but he's got a veteran knee
yes,
possible
that's
problem. You got to
part
be
of the
careful
problem.
there. It's just 25
Yeah,
is too
again,
long.
Joe. Again, and that's the thing, Joe. If you take Quaintance, that's the second pick by Rob Pelinka in successive years to take somebody with knee issues. Because remember, Thiero was out for almost the entire year.
We had gone about an hour and a half without talking about Rob Pelinka, and now you ruined it.
Well, I just love rubbing it in on Stefan how bad he is. So yes. 18th right now is to Charlotte. Charlotte, as of now, Charlotte has the pick in number 18. Do we need a two-way wing or a center? Joe and I discussed we need the best and most talented player possible. We need someone. Yes, that would be great to have effective on both sides of the ball, but at number 25, the odds of getting someone that's going to be a good rotation player or a starter on your team, the odds are, and Joe, you're familiar with this. They're not in your favor. Let's just put it that way, Joe. It's hard to get a player that's gonna be really good for your team at number 25.
Normally, yes, but Oklahoma City's built the team on second round picks and undrafted players. It's just the NBA has changed. You're getting a lot of value in the later rounds. I don't know. I don't know enough detail yet, except what I do know now, just in the little research, and what this team needs. This team needs threats in any way possible. So when you ask, should we get a guard that can score or a two-way forward? Well, both.
Yes.
The Lakers need both, actually. So whichever one comes first, because they're not going to be able to trade up. They don't have any second-round picks, really. They're not able to trade up if they're worried about, let's say, someone like Philon available at 21, 22, thinking that somebody's going to pick him, like Detroit. Because Detroit, I don't know if he's going to get past Detroit, because Detroit needs actually somebody like him.
And they just picked up, number 21. Remember, they moved up.
Yeah. So if he can get past, Atlanta and the Knicks and the Sixers could still get him. But at this point, seeing how things are playing out, Philon's my guy right now. That's the guy I want. They can beef him up. They can put him on a program, obviously. And he's a two guard that can really, really open up some things for this team in terms of athleticism and being able to score and shoot. And he's a pretty engaging guy too. I've seen him in interviews. He can speak. When guys that young can speak, usually that means they're good leaders. They're good leaders. So yeah, that's where I stand right now. I just don't know anyone else right now that's tickling my fancy.
Well, we will see what happens because we're closing in on it. At number 19, that's going to be Toronto. As of now, San Antonio is number 20. Memphis has traded down to number 21. Detroit moved up to get Ibuka Okori. So it'll be Toronto, San Antonio, and then Memphis. So that'll be the next picks coming up, guys. Someone pick Quaintance before Rob picks him. Again, let's just say he gets healthy, JSJ. Just like Thiero. You guys love Thiero. You guys love the bounce on he has.
I think Tony Bennett's making the picks. I don't think Rob is.
I hope so. But we'll see. He's still got that title, so I'm still placing the blame on him. If it doesn't work out. So someone pick Quaintance. Again, Jaden Quaintance was a monster in high school. So again, if he ever gets that back, he might be in this area, one of the best that comes out of it. But again, that's a very big if based on his knee and his medicals. I mean, they should have access to the medicals, all these team to his medicals, and if he's going to drop, that's probably the reason why. What's up, Drip Show? At Drip Show Shop, wherever you get your social media, please go ahead and support him today. Go ahead and get some of the great things that he has, like pillows. Got my Kobe pillow here, and also as well the canvas art right behind me. Go ahead and take care of Drip Show right there at Drip Show Shop. Indeed. You never know, Tough. You never know. We might get senile. I was going to sneeze there. We're at 19. We're at Toronto right now.
Man, it really slowed down.
Yes.
It slowed down, didn't it? Because no one
Seemed
knows.
like it was going for a little while. Truly appreciate you joining us. If you have not yet liked and subscribed, please do so to get the latest updates and the notifications when we go ahead. Hit that notification bell, sports baby. Hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when the show goes on the air. So yeah, absolutely. So you won't have to ask, oh man, I didn't know the show was on the air.
I can't believe this happened.
Yes. Well, I missed it.
Oh, the algorithm. Oh my God.
Yes.
What are we going to do? Press the notification button.
Hope you, Sports Baby says, hope you get Bryce James. He is not eligible for the NBA draft. Maybe someday he will be.
I'm going to slap you when you get here at the end of July. Seriously. Slap with the backhand, which is worse than the front hand. Right out of the plane.
He said, I hit it already, G. Okay, there you go. Thank you, Sports Baby. There you go. And there you go indeed. But who is up next? It is Toronto. Yeah, it slowed down to a crawl. It was actually moving pretty good there. So we'll see what two Toronto picks. No word from Shams Charania yet, but we will wait and see what happens. With the Dodgers game, it is 7-2, top of the seventh.
Otani's up, waiting for a double right now. He's due for a double.
And wouldn't you know that I think the Dodgers are looking much better at this point in the season than I think they did last season. That's just my opinion. I said I wouldn't get on your case about the relief pitching this year because I think it's better than it was at this time last year. So
I honestly don't know how they are. They have their backup catcher hitting today. He had a suicide squeeze that got in a run, and he hit a single already. These guys are winning on the road with popsicle sticks and gum, patchwork for their team. It's pretty amazing. If they go get Scooble in about a month, you might as well just wrap it up. And I'm all for it, by the way.
Alan Graves out of Santa Clara is picked by Toronto. A kid can shoot for a power forward, rebounds well, but athleticism, I think, is the only thing that I was worried about with him because his measurables in the tests, speed tests, whatnot, speed, agility tests, vertical, were not great. So, but he is going to be someone that can pop the three probably at an early age here for Toronto. So look out for him. He goes at number 19 out of Santa Clara.
What are you talking about, Duff? Phylon didn't get picked yet.
That's another power forward. Yeah, Carr is available. I like Carr's measurables. He really showed out in the combine, but he has not had good interviews, is the word, since, or workouts / interviews. All right, so we are at number 20. 5 to go, guys. San Antonio. San Antonio has the pick. They need a guy that, like Chris Senack Jr., they need a power forward to go along side Wemby. I had said to Joe, and I had said out there, I'd said it to Caleb Ponce that I thought they should be in to the Giannis sweepstakes, but obviously they didn't feel the need to. I do think they need to move De'Aaron Fox sooner rather than later before that contract really gets messy.
No, they're committed to him.
That's a shame because again I don't know
He
how
had
you're going to be
he had a
committed to
bad
Joe.
ankle, Gerald. He had a bad ankle. I think.
Oh,
You-
that's a
you-
lame excuse.
well,
Didn't
I
hurt
mean,
his.
you gotta. I mean, even Manu Ginobili in 2013 had a bad, horrible finals.
That contract is going to look so bad.
Every
That's so
contract's
bad.
going to look bad. That's why this shift. That's why these idiots signing this contract, because they had that $76 billion TV deal hanging over them. They really screwed themselves
But that
in so many
backcourt in
ways.
San Antonio with Harper and Castle, that looks like a good. They look like it can be together for a while. And the problem is Fox is the odd man out in this situation. You're paying him $50 million a year. He is going back someone to Atlanta on a 1-year deal. I was really hoping that the Lakers would get because man, he would make the bench so much better just by his scoring ability coming off the bench. But to no avail for the Lakers. San Antonio is up next.
Next 2 picks. If Phylon doesn't get picked, there's a really good chance he drops to the Lakers.
Just gotta gain that strength, Joe. Kid can score. Kid can do a lot of good things. I don't disagree with you on that. As far as his measurables, to give you a 40% shooter from 3, 80% shooter from the free throw line, so shooting won't be an issue. Vertical is okay at 35, but little slower than you would like to see defensively. But again, you can't argue with 40 and 80. So, and the kid can score. The kid likes to score. He scored in the SEC, so that definitely accounts for a lot right there. So, I would not be opposed to it, but again, we'll still need more athleticism from other places if we get Phylon.
It's a good start if you get someone like Phylon and then get Lou Dort. That's a hell of a way to start the next phase of the backcourt.
If they get Cenac Jr., Alan, power forward, 7-footer, and he develops the way that I think he can, that would be scary to put him alongside Wemby on that one.
Oh yeah.
2 guys. Okay, who do you throw the lob to?
Jokic in a year.
He's banking on it until he hears
Till I see the extension. I'm going Jokic, guys. I'm sorry.
You know what? I can't blame you. I'm not
Cannot make that mistake, guys. You have to play with the system.
But I'm just not getting my hopes.
Yeah.
Do you blame me? Do you blame me for not getting my hopes up yet?
Oh no, no one has any. There's no argument if you have no hope for it. It's absolutely a dream scenario, but you still have to play the game. Mm-hmm. If he's not extending, you have to be available for that.
Oh yeah, well, no, I said last year, Joe, if he doesn't sign the extension for $80 million more than what he could last summer, and if he doesn't sign it here, then I get the rock eyebrow.
No, there is no denying that if he indeed becomes a free agent and opts out next summer, I would be more shocked that he wouldn't be a Laker. This is a chance to play with Luka for 4 years. Yeah, 5 if they do a trade, which is likely. Which is where now this is where the whole I guess the whole Austin Reeves thing could play itself out a certain way.
I'll get on the Jokic train if he does not sign the extension. And then I'm like, oh yeah. Okay, yes. I can get on that.
But you have to still prepare for it because you can't. That's a one in a decade type acquisition. the last big acquisition free agent that went to a different team, if I remember correctly, is LeBron James, the Lakers. It's not out of the realm, guys. These things happen.
So with that, we're still on the 20th pick by San Antonio. Not seeing any activity as of yet on that, so we're still waiting for that. Great to have you here. Truly cannot thank you enough for stopping by. Someone says the star I think most likely to be moved is Edwards. The Wolves haven't found two for him in 8 years.
I do not want anything to do with. I don't want to have anything to do with. I don't want to have anything to do with Anthony Edwards.
You missed it earlier, someone. When we mentioned that earlier about Edwards, Joe said it exactly the way like he said it now, and of course, Legend said it the exact opposite, which is funny. Indeed. So Joe's got a call. He is going to be back here in a few minutes. He's probably on the phone with the Lakers now and in El Segundo advising Tony Bennett to go ahead and talk about the draft coming up here. So again, to mention as far as the recent trade, the Grizzlies moved back from number 16 to number 17 to number 21, and they got 5 second-round picks, 2 from OKC and 3 from Detroit in the process. Jaden Quaintance is the pick. So San Antonio taking the risk. If anybody can take the risk on Jaden Quaintance, it is San Antonio. So he is the pick at number 20. 6'10", 250. If he can go along, if he can get healthy, this could be a good pickup for San Antonio. So Carr is slipping indeed. So all that early buzz that he got that was put him up into the top 12, top 13, that love seems to be going away. So Jaden Quaintance out of Kentucky. Big risk, but if you're San Antonio, you can afford to take the risk. So, and again, if he gets healthy and gets any of his snap back that I saw from his days in high school, yeah, watch out. But then again, don't have him shoot free throws. That's the one thing I will say I will not be sad about that the Lakers didn't pick him, because, yeah, he needs to go to the granny style. When you shoot 30% in your sophomore year from the free throw line and 47 in your freshman year, go to the granny. Go to the granny. I know it's not masculine enough for a lot of people, but just go to the granny. Go to the granny. Up next is Memphis. Memphis has the pick now. Remember, because Memphis moved down twice, so they have the pick now. Glad to have you here. Good to go ahead and be part of what we're doing here at the NBA Draft. Joe Sorrell will be back. He's going to be here in just a minute. He is on a call. Of course, also as well, I believe Legend will be returning. He had to go ahead and take care of something with the young lady in his life, as well as we talked about earlier with Stone Hansen. So hopefully he'll be back as well. But we will wait and see. But again, Memphis is now on the clock. Memphis is now on the clock.
So the Spurs are going to risk the injury.
If anyone can, Joe, they can.
Yeah.
I mean, the kids could be a monster for them at 6'10", 250.
Sure.
Could be a monster. They talked about the strength and size. You know, with Wemby getting pushed around, Quaintance is the guy that could come in there and be a thug for them at 6'10", 250.
Word up.
Yeah, indeed. So, but that's, man, that knee's got to be right. So obviously they like the knee enough to go ahead and say,
Jay,
you know,
we don't need to talk about JHS flashbacks, please. We don't need any of that. What's the matter with you? To me, that was the final guillotine on the Rob Pelinka Express.
Mine came at Westbrook.
That Chode was wearing a freaking green felt jacket. If that didn't give you any indication on what he was, I don't know what does.
JHS, is he playing in Europe now? I don't know. I know he lost his gig with Philadelphia in the 76ers.
I don't know.
So.
That guy turned into a pumpkin the moment he got drafted.
Remember, guys, Rob, if you do not include the pick that they made for Minnesota, they have only had one player be a rotation player of all the picks this decade, and that was Max Christie. So, and your mileage may vary on Max Christie. So, we will see.
Max Christie.
Yes, I know. He was your. We would argue with the crowd because some people swore by Max Christie. So I said he was rotation player. You said
so many swear on Lakers ball that for Ronnie James, and
they just don't get it. They just don't get it, Joe. They just don't want to get it.
Delusion is such a horrible. It's such a horrible disease that human beings allow themselves to get hypnotized by hope. Hope is a beautiful thing, but reality and hope have to come together too. Like, let's say acquaintance, right? That's hope. That's a legitimate hope. Let's hope he stays healthy and he becomes a good basketball player. There was no hope with Ronnie James, and there never will be. He is not an NBA player, and there never will be. I don't care how many three-point shots he makes during garbage time. I don't care how many shots he makes in the second quarter when you need him to just stop, please. Please stop. That's all I ask.
So right now, again, it is Memphis on the clock. It is not Detroit, but it is Detroit. Memphis. The pick is being made by Detroit, but as we told you earlier, it was Memphis trading down twice and getting 5 second-round draft picks in return. So there you go. Blue Magic, what's up? Great to have you here, Blue Magic. All right. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Playing Aussie for a year. Talking about Kareem Lopez. Yes. Doesn't Memphis need a big guard? Who did they get so far? I forget. Let me go ahead and choose that. Because with their... they got Cameron Boozer, and then they started trading down. Oh, they got... yeah, that's right. They kept on trading down. So, yeah, they do need a guard to pair alongside whoever's going to be the starting point guard in Memphis if they decide to trade Ja. Because I think at this point, trading Ja is probably very open. At this point, Kareem Lopez has just been chosen by Memphis. So, Kareem Lopez, for you Aussies, Kareem Lopez is now a Memphis Grizzly indeed. So, yes, there you have it. All right. For all you Aussies out there, Kareem Lopez playing out of New Zealand as well. So, yes, 6'9", good measurables. Again, a lot of promise with this kid, but played overseas, like you said, for the NBL. So he is out of Mexico. He is the second Mexican-born player that's been drafted as far as this. So Kareem Lopez goes number 21 to Memphis. All right, and that is number 21 to
What's going on here?
22, we're at the Philadelphia 76ers. Yes, Alan, and I'm not saying I don't like Vassar. I mean, a stretch 5 is nice, and he does have the ability to go ahead and be available for pick and rolls and lobs. I just worry about his toughness and rebounding, his defense and rebounding. His rim protection marks were not as high as I would like to see, but that's why he's probably in this range at this point in time. And rebounding as well. Yeah, Carr is again, you look at Carr's measurables and across the board, they are something special. And Joe wants Phylon, and the kid Phylon is a kid that can score. So I would not have a problem with that. Joe's just got to go ahead and find the fattiest food for this guy to get him, beefed up a little bit. If we can get him to like 200 would probably be a great place to. No, your Baba Miller has not been chosen as of yet. Not yet. Not at A05. He is still out there. Could be chosen by the Lakers. You called it. But again, if he is drafted by the Lakers, Joe would have to make a second trip to the Hat or someplace to get him some meat, because at 7 feet 205, yeah, that kid has to gain a lot of weight and a lot of strength.
Bassar?
He doesn't have a jump shot. No, Baba Miller.
Oh, Baba Miller. No, I don't want Baba Miller. Skinny bigs are not good. If you don't believe me, go look at Chet Holmgren. And to some degree, Wemby, when it mattered in the finals, you don't want that. Not that he's not going to make up for it at some point, but the point is, the center position is just not appealing anymore. It just isn't.
So up next is the Philadelphia 76ers. We'll see who they take there. Joshua Jefferson, also a power forward, could be available as well. Isaiah Evans, I know a lot of people have talked about him. Out of Duke, 6'7", solid swing forward. Does a lot of things good. Could turn out to be a good shooter at the next level. He is someone that's been talked about as far as that is concerned. Sergio De La Rea, the 6'8" guard out of Valencia, could be also considered as well. So we will see what happens. But the Lakers do pick here in 4 picks. We're just waiting on 76ers right now. So we will see what happens indeed. Philly needs a center to move from Joel. Joel is too unhealthy. Yeah, well, do you want Joel Embiid's contract? That's the problem. And his ability to be available. That's the problem. That could be the A-list center that Rob talks about.
How about no?
Well, we'll see. Again, he did promise Luka a center. So
when did he promise Luka a center?
He said he promised. Okay, to phrase it correctly, not a center. Luka asked for an A-list center, but Rob told him when he signed his extension, okay, according to reports, is that to be patient until the summer of 2026. So
summer of 2026?
Yes. That's
what center can they get in the summer of 2026?
Well, he said just wait to, for the summer of 2026 to get players surrounding Luka at that point in time. Luka himself has expressed the desire for a A-list center, according to reports. All right. So we are at 76ers right now. Kareem Lopez just went to the Memphis Grizzlies. Still waiting on the 76ers as of now. Sign Hartenstein Dort. My guess is, Jay, if Hartenstein opts out of the final year on his contract and becomes a free agent, is that he's probably already got a deal worked out with OKC for a more cap-friendly deal for them. That's my guess. Like we saw with Trae Young. I don't know how cap-friendly that deal was, but he obviously had some arrangement with Washington already made before he signed that deal, because he opted out of his $49 million deal and got a 5-year, was it 5 or 4-year? No, a 4-year deal. I'm sorry, 4-year, $212 million deal. That's what it was. So yes, it is more than $50 million. So yes, $50 million plus a year for Trae Young. Enjoy, Washington. Enjoy. Yes. All right. So what do we have here? Sorry, Joe. LeBaron Philon was just taken to the 76ers.
Shit.
That could be a good pickup. I mean, but the thing is, though, where's that kid going to play? Because they've got two really good guards there already.
You never have enough guards.
Yeah, that's true. 21, 2, Philadelphia. All right, there you go. We'll see if it's Carr, JSJ. Again, I would not be mad if it's Carr. I would not be mad if it's Cenac. Koa Pete is still available. The kid who he is very young, but still a lot to work on there out of Arizona. Probably should have gone back to the to Arizona for another year, but he was insistent. Kid's got a 6'8", 245 frame. But man, everybody freaked out when he came into the draft combine in Chicago with a completely different shot. That did not look good. So yeah, that's yeah. There's again 805 Baba Miller, 6'11", 208. It's not going to work, man. You just got he's not going to work. A better lob threat would be Cenac. Cenac is more athletic and he is got a better frame. Would be the case. And even Henry Vassar at 7 feet 2. What is he at? 225 would probably be a better fit than Baba Miller. And Baba Miller is older than both of them, so there's less to develop with Baba Miller. Terrace Reed Jr. Again, he is also an older player as well, but he moved up in late draft boards. He is 264, so he's got the size, but 23. And again, he played all 4 years, or was he a fifth year player, I believe, for Connecticut. Again, solid numbers from the guy, but you know, I don't know how he will stay 25 as long as he gives you a good contribution on both ends of the floor. I guess that's all that matters. They're getting rid of Grimes. If that's the case, Quentin Grimes can come over and play with us here at the Lakers. That would be fine. I'll take Quentin Grimes if that's the case. If they're getting lots of guards in Philadelphia. Although they gave up a guard already to Oklahoma City, and you saw how that worked out for Oklahoma City. It worked out pretty well, and not as great for Philadelphia, but we will wait and see. Atlanta is on the clock. Legends team. He had to go and take care of a couple things for the young lady in his life, so he was going to try and say he could come back, but looks like it's not going to happen in time for Atlanta. Sports Baby says Lakers will pick another JHS. Pelinka is still in charge.
SB, instead of a backhand, you're going to get my shoe now. While
Fair
you're
enough,
sleeping.
Is he staying with you when he's here in LA?
No, he doesn't want to stay. He wants his own place.
Okay. All right. Maybe that's a good thing. All right. So again, LeBaron Philon Jr. went to number 22 to the 76ers. Up next, 23 is Atlanta. We will see what happens there. Now the Bus brothers are gone. Yes. I don't know. That's you can't blame it on the Bus brothers on this year's draft. So remember, the Lakers have only had one player play meaningful minutes that's been drafted this decade by the Lakers, and that played meaningful minutes on the Lakers, and that was Max Christie, who's no longer with the team. So that streak has got to end. We got to have actually a player that can contribute. That's a must. No more Rob Pelinka incompetence. Come on.
We're not going to know until this guy plays, anyways.
Yeah, I know. That's true. Sometimes you'll get glimpses in Summer League.
I saw the best Summer League player ever in Lonzo Ball, and then he turned into a pumpkin.
Well, Dylan Harper, if you watch him in Summer League, you can see already the signs how good he could be. But you're right. Sometimes it's just a tease.
JHS was a dud the moment he got drafted. That was a bad pick, and it was actually worse. It was a bad pick, but it actually became worse, which is worse, even worse.
So we wait for Atlanta's pick here at number 23, and then it's the world champion New York Knicks, followed by the Los Angeles Lakers. We are waiting indeed. Well, if Visar has to become that stretch 5, if that's the case, Alan, if he picks Visar. Would be nice. It was the shoes. BBB. All right. Indeed. Let me see what we got here. No, nothing right there on the chat. All right. Still waiting for the Atlanta Hawks to make their pick. Again, these 5-minute, interruptions still aggravating because it's just too dang long, in my opinion. Parade on Figueroa. What's up? What's going on, my friend? Great to have you here. He's on Twitch. He said, "Hi, Gerald and Joe. Brunson got a chip before Luka. This should light a fire on her."
Sure.
But there's also the financial sacrifice that Brunson made to get and acquire talent to New York, Joe, as well.
Yep, 113 to be exact. Who the hell turns down 113 million? No one. Jalen Brunson does, though, to win championships.
He won't have to buy a meal ever again in the city of New York. So
yeah,
he's going to go to on the set of Law and Order SVU. He's pretty set. So Zubi Ejiofor out of St. John's is the next pick by Atlanta. 6'8" forward out of St. John's, right there. St. John's, Zubi Ejiofor is the next pick right there. So we will see what happens. Hi, Gerald and Joe. Parade and Figueroa again. Is this? Oh, okay. There you go, Joe. This is for you. While I go ahead and type in there. Is this Mark Walter makeover taking too long? We've been talking about LeBron leaving for a couple of years now, and we always say that'll be his last. He will return. He will eat a lot of salary alongside of Reeves. The irony of that situation, if you want to answer that, is that if that's the case and that happens, Joe, there's a very real possibility that they could cost. Yeah, I understand the cap hold and the money that you save. Yes, on Reeves. Yes, I get it. But the money.
There's a trade, Gerald. There's a trade.
There's a trade.
The Knicks are trading the 24th pick to the Lakers.
All right, so the Lakers are getting the number 25 pick.
They haven't said what they're trading yet.
All right, let me get Legend back in here. So let me go back down there. There it is. Okay. Parade on Figueroa, we will get to your question. The Lakers have just announced that they're moving up. So Rob is moving up a whole pick. Let's see what he did in order to get him, because he only has one second-round draft choice. Legend, your pick was last pick was Zubi Ejiofor out of St. John's. Athletic forward, swing forward, also is good on the rebounding end. What are your thoughts on Zubi Ejiofor?
Not a bad pickup, athletic forward. I like that, getting some more athleticism. So I'm okay with that. Not a bad move. Looking to see how the Hawks kind of fits up around the front end of the backcourt, seeing how they do else with their picks. But not a bad move. I'm pretty satisfied. At least they're continuing to get younger guys who are athletic. Something we need to see as they continue to rebuild in Atlanta, building toward maybe adding on to that last late season run that they had. But I'm okay with the move. I don't know a lot about that kid, so I'm gonna have to do some researching on him. But for what I do know, it's not a bad pickup.
Lakers are moving up to one spot. I have a feeling, Joe, that New York might do the same thing that Memphis did. They might drop down a little bit further because James Dolan wants to save some money. So he is saving money in the deal by moving down one spot, could move down more. We will wait and see. But again, Shams has posted that New York is trading the number 24 pick to the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't know what for. Again, the Lakers only have one second round pick as of this point in time, I believe. They can go ahead and utilize. And Parade, I will get to your question. I got you.
Yeah,
I got
I'm
you covered.
curious what they actually traded because they don't have shit.
We've seen second round picks involved as far as it's concerned.
What do they have? 1 second? Don't they have 1 second round pick?
I think it's 1 second round pick, if I'm not mistaken. All right, we're still waiting. Truly appreciate you joining us. It is, of course, Legend from I Got Next Sports Media, along with Joe Sorrell Experiment, along with me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching listening. The Lakers have just made a trade with the New York Knicks to move up one spot. They gave up a first-round draft pick. Then it's get out the pitchforks on that one. Carr or Cenac? That's what you guys are hoping for. I think that's good because they're both there. So I won't get mad either way. So who do the Lakers pick? Why were they so scared that their player wouldn't be there for them at 25? Any guesses, Joe, why they would move up one spot? Because when you do that, you're just scared that somebody else is going to swoop in and get that player that you so covet.
So they thought maybe the Knicks would pick who they want?
Or no, somebody would offer the Knicks.
Cameron Carr, I guess.
Could be Cenac.
Maybe the Knicks said, hey, look, somebody
Street.
said they blah, 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 and here's the blah, blah, blah for the blah, blah, blah. But I'm curious, what did they give him? An extra? The Lakers don't have any second-round picks. It's very, very limited.
Cameron Carr is the pick, guys. Cameron Carr is a Los Angeles Laker. According to Dave McMenamin.
Dave McMenamin.
Cameron Carr. I talked about him. Again, a standout at the Chicago Combine, 6'6" swing player. His vertical is 42.5 inches, one of the best in the Chicago Combine. Speed and agility, one of the best at the Chicago Combine. His hands are larger than average. Standing reach is 8'8". Wingspan is almost 7'1". Shot 37.5% from three in college and 80% for the free throw line. Averaged 19 points and 6 rebounds at the level. So, Joe, there you see it. An athletic player, youth, because he's not that young. He's 21 and a half, but he is, again.
Sounds like a Tony Bennett pick if you base it off of his Virginia team.
So we'll see what happens.
A national title.
Cameron Carr.
So you think Rob Lincoln made that pick, Gerald?
Yeah.
Or did you see somebody doing this next to the shoulder and saying,
well, he's got 15 vice presidents around him, Joe. So you could be right on that.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you a little bit of. I'm going to give you an Office Space line. Those are called efficiency experts. Now, they won't say that because they don't want to make Rob look like a jackass because Genie and all that, whatever. But when you have more than what you need around you, it's usually somebody just trying to make you feel uncomfortable. That you don't need 15 guys hovering around unless you're trying to fuck with people. Hey, Mark, don't call people gay with the name Cameron. You're right, though.
And of course, Dave McMenamin's got to pull out the fun fact. Chris Carr, Carr's dad, competed in the 1997 dunk contest against Kobe Bryant. What does that have to do with anything, really?
Who said this?
Dave McMenamin.
Dave McMenamin is a chode. Like worse than a chode. You know what a chode is, Gerald? It's a dinkus that looks like a dink. That's what McMenamin is.
Well, Cameron Carr, again, he's not super young, but not super old. He's like 21
Actually, a
and a
new
half.
show came out called The Dink. Starring
right in that.
Dave McMenamin.
Don't worry. Sophomore. Came out as a sophomore, 21 and a half years old. So he still has some room to develop. But I want to know what the Lakers gave up in order to move up one spot, because they were obviously freaking out that Cameron Carr would not be there at 25, Legend. I am wondering what in the world, because we just saw, while you were gone, we just saw Memphis move down from 16 to 17. They got 2 second rounders from Oklahoma City. Then they moved down to 21, and they got 3 second rounders. So that gave them 5 second rounders for moving from 16 to 21. What did the New York Knicks get? Because the New York Knicks are trying to save some money here, so they may move down even further. Is a possibility.
I'm crossing my fingers as that's really what they did it for, is to save money versus draft capital, because the Lakers, I just hope they didn't. I don't think they did, though.
Rob Pelinka, he does see him on live TV. Look at him.
Again, decent shooter, and as an 80% free throw shooter, does have the ability to go ahead and improve on that shot. So he could translate into him being a good shooter at this league. And it has, again, exceeded or as far as the measurables are concerned, the vertical agility, standing reach, and the wingspan. And I had talked about him late in the process because he was for quite a while listed as high as 11th as far as concerned, possibly to Golden State, or 12th was what I saw him after his great showing in Chicago. But obviously he slipped and I heard that smokescreen that his workouts weren't as effective as his Chicago draft combine showing. So
how about this? The Knicks just won a championship. Look what this is. Why X is a toilet. 2 worst franchises in sports. Why are they even in the draft? They can't draft for shit. They're talking about the Lakers and the Knicks.
Okay.
Hold on. There's no context. This is a pointless trade. We'll see. 25 is. I'll trust him with a. I'm calling them cheap. What the F are the Knicks doing?
Well, you know, Dolan's drowning in debt from the Sphere, because the Sphere is
he's drowning in debt like I'm Brad Pitt.
Well, he's making it all up on those MSG tickets. So, actually, you know what? While we got a chance, let me go back to what Parade on Figueroa. I promised Parade on Figueroa that we would go.
Oh yeah, we forgot about that.
Let me go. I'm scrolling up now, and I got it for you right here. It is, there it is. Is the Mark Walter makeover taking too long? We've been talking about LeBron leaving for a couple of years now, and we always say it would be his last. He will return. He will eat a lot of salary alongside Reeves. And I said the irony in this, Joe, is the very real possibility that those two could end up costing the Lakers more money in payroll dollars, not in the cap, because I get the whole deal, but Austin and LeBron coming back could cost them more dollar-wise than what they cost last year.
They paid cash, by the way, guys.
Just cash.
They moved up to pay cash. So it didn't make any sense. They don't have any assets. So they paid cash. This was strictly a Knicks saving money scenario. As far as in case you forgot, Mr. Figueroa, Mark Walter just took over the team about 8 months ago. I don't think you're allowing this thing to even start for it to say it's taking too long. You have to understand the system that these morons agreed to is why this is taking longer. The system was built to ruin greatness. That's why you've had mediocrity in terms of winners the last eight years. Because when losers start complaining, and there are a lot more losers than winners. You've seen that in baseball. The only thing with baseball is baseball union is the strongest union in America. A lot of people don't know that. They have 400. This is the last time I checked. It might be more now. The Players Association in Major League Baseball has saved up $450 million for what will be a lockout after the end of this year. They will not relent. They're prepared and they're ready. Unlike guys in the NFL and guys in the NBA. Players in the NFL, players in the NBA are trash. They cannot fathom the idea of not getting a paycheck through the bosses. And then they'll complain after that too. The hilarious thing about the NFL, when they could have buried the owners for the first time in 2011, was they made a deal at the last second because they were worried about not getting that check week one. Had they held on, they would have cost the owners millions, to the point where they might have come up a little bit more on the players' side in terms of what they wanted. But the owners knew the players would fold, and then they complain. They're trying to say, "Oh well, I'm an edge rusher. I'm an outside linebacker. I'm not a defensive end because outside linebackers have a higher number in terms of pay." No, dude, you screwed this up. Running backs started complaining. I'm like, well, you all agree. You guys are allowing these rules to change so that the quarterback can get all the advantages. That's why the running back is useless. So the NBA, and it's taking longer to do things. This is on the players agreeing to one of the worst CBAs on the planet, if not the worst, even worse than the NFL. Because at least in the NFL, they're not guaranteed contracts. This is worse because you have a hard cap and you have guaranteed contracts, which absolutely screw you beyond recognition if one of those guys gets hurt or it turns into a Darryn Fox. You can't let go. You can't eat cap space or eat dead money to get rid of Fox and start over. You can't do that in the NBA. It's guaranteed money. I mean, I guess you could, but that's staying on the cap. It's hard capped. It's a hard cap. It's a soft hard cap, apron, whatever the hell they want to call it. This is what they agreed to, and this is our issue as a fan base. How are you gonna work around it? Can't. Too restrictive.
New York Knicks have chosen, as far as this is concerned, and they have chosen Sergio De La Rea out of Valencia, Spain. They are keeping the pick. It's just Rob really wanted to get into that number 24 pick, so paid some cash to the Knicks. So yes. So what next, as far as after the Knicks, is going to be the Denver Nuggets. Vern, I think it's just best talent available in their estimation. He had, as I said before, Vern tested out very well at the Chicago Combine, that it once thought was really a high riser at that point in time. Yeah, CNAC would be the guy that I would have liked a little bit better because of the measurables that he has at 6'11", 240. But it looks like, once he started dropping, Carr became the apple of Rob Pelinka's eye. Let's hope this will be the first Lakers draft choice to actually stay with the team and play with the team and play effective minutes with the team and not be traded by the team. We just had the 24th pick. The Knicks chose 25th. I know it's confusing, but they made a trade. The The Knicks chose for the Lakers at 24. The Lakers chose for the Knicks at 25. So the Lakers only have one player, and that is Cameron Carr.
What's going on with the chat? Why is everyone talking weird? What do you mean is AR gone? Free agency hasn't started yet.
Well,
This is the draft.
Yes. This is just the draft. Denver Nuggets are currently on the clock. After that, the Boston Celtics, Minnesota Timberwolves, Cleveland Cavaliers, and then the Dallas Mavericks.
Well, this escalated quickly.
Only one hope AR. One can only hope AR is gone. I don't know.
One can only hope?
Well, I don't want it back on the team. I want to sign and trade for Austin.
Well, they're below the cap, so it's not catastrophic if he does go elsewhere, but no one else can pay him more money than the Lakers, so why would he leave? It's just a matter of what the Lakers are going to give him, because now they're negotiating with themselves.
And it's a little bit less because both Brooklyn and Chicago in that trade, the Randall trade, now had more money put on their books.
If you guys remember correctly, the last time Reeves was a free agent, everyone was up in their you-know-whats about, we can't lose Austin. You better pay him $25 million a year. And he ended up signing a $14 million a year contract. Laker fans, in a lot of ways, are one of the more delusional fan bases that you could ever have. And a lot of that happens because of the entitlement and the winning. That turns a lot of these people into weirdos. Everyone was like, oh, San Antonio's going to something. No. Stop overvaluing the player. Let it play out. At this point, based off of the information we do know, you cannot outbid yourself. And I doubt a Mark Walter-owned team is going to do that.
Parade on Figueroa is asking or saying, I think we should always draft for the best player available, regardless of position. At 25,
I don't like Anthony Edwards because he's a deadbeat piece of shit human being. I don't want to have anything to do with that piece of shit. Never in any reality of life.
Well, Legend, let me ask you this. What are your thoughts on Cameron Carr going to the Lakers?
Biggest thing, athletic. Something.
What do we talk about, right? That's exactly what we've been talking about. They got an athletic freak. The problem with him is you got to make sure you put him in the spots. This is where the head coach, JJ, do your best. Put him in positions where he's not controlling the ball. He doesn't have the ability yet to dribble in traffic and, throw haymakers. He will get exposed in that area. But athleticism, diving and baselining and using his 42-inch vertical, which is bullshit, by the way. Everybody, when people say, oh, this guy had 3% body fat, bullshit. 3%. He'd be dead if it was 3%. We're talking about someone that does have athletic ability, someone that can that is exactly what this team needs. They need athletes, and this guy's an athlete, and in the right system, he can be a very big problem.
So, Legend, let me bring it back to you. There's something I'm going to hit up Joe with as far as a comment that was made. And I don't think it was Nick T style, but it was close to Nick T style. Honest question, y'all, and it's from Ivan P.
Nick T.
New viewer.
Now what?
Here we go. Okay. Don't shoo away Ivan P after you answer this question, Joe, because I'll give it to you in a second. But let me let Legend answer it first. Is Luka a championship player? Health is always an issue. Doesn't play defense. He's not a leader and always crying for calls.
He's been to the finals before. He can win. It is there. There's some moments he need to grow up a little bit. Yeah. A lot of players go through that. but he can win a championship. Will it happen? I think it's gonna eventually happen. When it's gonna happen, I have no idea. But I think you can win a championship with him. I know he, got the issues with doing for crying to the refs. That's just part of it. I mean, hey, that's part of Luka's experience, and nothing you can do about that part. But the MVP level, that's what you need to win a championship, and that is what you got in Luka. So I do think you can win with him. You just got to put the right pieces around him. If you don't have the right pieces around him, then no, you're never gonna win. That just being honest. If the right pieces are not there, no, you're gonna pretty much continue to see the same results. Go in the playoff, go home, lose, watch somebody else win the championship. Same old, same old. You have to put the right pieces around him for it to work. That's what Dallas did when they had him. Did they win the championship? No, but they got there. He can get you there. Luka can get you there. It's the surrounding pieces has to be right. If the pieces around him are not right, I don't give a damn what he does. You're not going to the finals. That's when you need your GM to do the right thing and put the right surrounding pieces around him. So yes, Luka can win you a championship if your surrounding pieces are right.
And we're seeing what, as far as Joe, before I get you to answer that question on Luca, um, Denver is trading the number 26 pick. This is another cap saving move for Denver. He's trading the numbers 26 pick to the San Antonio Spurs. Excuse me, for number 35 and two future second round picks. The Spurs pick Terrace Reed Jr. at number 26. So they've got you. Okay, you were worried about size. If you were worried about size and strength for the San Antonio Spurs with Jayden Quaintance, Joe, and Terrace Reed, 6'10", 250, and 6'11", 264. They might have addressed some of those needs, Joe.
Yeah, a little toughness is good. Size and toughness, good for them. But Wemby's going to have to get a little tougher too. Wemby barely made it 60. Wemby barely made it through 65 games this year. So until I see him play 75 games comfortably, I'm never going to be satisfied with whatever he does.
So with that said, Joe,
I don't trust him. I don't trust Wemby until he gives me a reason to trust him.
Your thoughts on
there was no reason for them to lose this finals. I don't care how young they were. You cannot blow 29-point leads and 15-point leads 5 times. That's just unacceptable.
To give you a chance, go ahead as far as what Ivan P's question from earlier in regards to Luka or his thoughts. And he said it in a way that I don't think he was just trying to just talk trash on Luka, but those were his observations.
Well, it just sounds like every question that's asked of a superstar that hasn't won yet. Jordan got that question. Kobe got that question after Shaq and him split. You just don't get a lot of those guys that aren't going to ask that question. And then when they do win, you'll hear the LeBron excuse. So LeBron has 4 championships, and there's an excuse for each one of them. One is he won in 2012 because it was 66 games. He won in 2013 because Ray Allen hit a shot. He won in 2016 because of Kyrie, apparently, even though he led in all 5 major categories that whole series. And of course, Draymond Green missing 1 game apparently lost the Warriors the title. And then, of course, in 2020 is the most controversial one because it was in the bubble. So when you understand how people think, you'll go a long way in understanding and avoiding nonsense and stupidity. The human being, the jealous, stupid, inadequate, insecure, needing attention being will always venture into the drug. That's why X is so popular, because you have a bunch of jerk-offs who just sit there, and a lot of them are bots, obviously, just trying to rile up people. But even the people that are real, these are the gutter trash of society most of the time, where they just get on there just to talk shit on people that are more successful than them and are winners too, by the way. It's not like LeBron isn't a winner, guys. How many players have won 4 championships being stars of the league, right? Joe Montana, Magic Johnson. Larry Bird hasn't won 4, so I don't hear any negativity on Bird. So what is it? Why is LeBron singled out? Because he says stupid comments off the court? Yeah, that has bothered us in the past, but that's because it's about distracting the team, not so much what his opinion is. I don't give a shit what your opinion is outside the sport, as long as it doesn't distract winning. I use the example of the whole Kaepernick versus, let's say, a Patrick Mahomes. I said, if Patrick Mahomes got on a knee, you couldn't stop shit. Patrick Mahomes, he could go on a knee every day, and nothing you can do about it. He's that good. The issue with Kaepernick in the end was he wasn't good enough to stay and be a quarterback in the NFL, and that was the issue of him not playing. So fast forward to what we just discussed. Paying attention to the overhashed, overused, will this guy win a championship? Can you let the guy have a career first? Much like the Ohtani thing. Yes, we know likely he's the greatest baseball player of all time, but can you wait? He's in the third year of a 10-year contract. He's likely going to retire after the contract is over. Can you wait for it to finish, then decide if he's the best player that's ever existed? Instead of making excuses. Oh, well, he had a 0 for 4 strikeout game. Well, there's 150 billion games. Of course he's going to have one of those games. He's still a human being. So talking and asking questions that are, in my view, lazy. This is a lazy question. With all due respect, it's a lazy question. The question you probably should be asking is, what does Luka need to win a championship? And what has history told you? What has history told you about the Lakers? History has said when the Lakers acquire a star like Luka, they always win a championship. Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Shaquille O'Neal, Pau Gasol, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Will Chamberlain. They always win championships when they acquire the superstar, either via trade or through free agency. So until it doesn't happen, I'm going to go towards history. And the fact that a competent owner who knows how to build championship culture is in charge now, I think the benefit of the doubt needs to be there for them. And you also have to understand the system right now, too. You have to ask yourself the question, what do the Lakers need to win immediately? And then go through some scenarios. The first scenario for me is my ear and my focus is on Nikola Jokic at the moment. I want to see what he does. The moment he signs his extension in Denver, then I'm shifting that off. But until that happens, that's something that the Lakers can control. They can control that if he opts out next year and decides to test the market. And I have a very good feeling that if it does happen, and don't say it won't happen. Who on this planet thought LeBron would ever be a Laker before 2018? I would have said 0, -0. Don't say it won't happen. It happens. Jalen Brunson took a $113 million pay cut, and he plays in New York. You have any idea how bad the taxes are in New York, too? So that he could have the moment he just had. Don't say it won't happen. You have to wait it out. The freaking Warriors, after winning 73 games, were able to get Kevin Durant. Don't say it won't happen. It happens. And it happens more than you think. So for me right now, you want to ask the question, what does Luka Doncic need to win a championship? I will say this about his health. This is the problem of getting in shape and getting out of shape. This is why Charles Barkley didn't win championships in terms of his case. Because then you can't say, well, Karl Malone was always in shape. John Stockton was always in shape. That liar there is they had to deal with Michael Jordan. And nothing you can do about it. Michael Jordan cost a lot of people championships. So Luka is going, and I've seen Luka recently. He looks like he's in really good shape. So this is year 2 of that really good shape. Now, whatever he needs to do, soft tissue injuries cannot happen again. Soft tissue injuries cannot happen to superstars. Cannot. You cannot let that happen again. You better be prepared with your diet. You better be prepared with your stretching. You better be prepared with your recovery. You're making 40 to 50 million a year. I'd like to think that you're probably on it right now. Luka's going to have to play an entire season for the next 5 seasons, beginning to end. Can he win 2 or 3 championships in that time? That'll depend on the talent, and that'll depend on what happens between now and next year. We have to wait. That's where it's at.
So, Legend, after the pick of Cameron Carr, Sergio De La Rey went to the New York Knicks. Terrace Reed Jr., in an effort to get size, went to San Antonio. And Chris Senac Jr., who I had talked about as far as my choice, went to the Boston Celtics. Athleticism, size. I think they're getting a good pick for Boston. Intel says, thank you for the super chat, by the way, Intel. F you to Boston. So with that said, Legend, as we wind down the draft to the final 3 picks, Minnesota is on the clock. Who do you think has done the best in this draft? By the way, Minnesota picked Joshua Jefferson out of Iowa State.
I would say, to me, I'm gonna go with the high road on this one. I'm gonna say I feel like maybe Washington did the best. I think they did right going with AJ over Peterson. I think that was a good move. Just because I really think it's a red flag with Peterson. Until proven wise, I think, to me, it looked like everyone pretty much are pretty much answering the issues that they have. But to me, the winner tonight, well, I'm gonna go with the Wizards just for making the right call to take AJ over Peterson. I think that was the right choice. Because on paper, they look like they should be a lot better this year. They should win a lot more games than they did last year. At least on paper. We'll see how it looks in real life. But I feel like they did a pretty good job. I think they did the best just by making the right call.
By the way, Juan, your question is, do we have time? Luka can walk next year. Luka's Lakers promised him this year he will walk. Actually, it is, according to Spot Track, he has a player option in 28-29. From what I'm seeing, 28-29. So it's 2 seasons before you can really start to get nervous. So 28-29 is his player option. So not 27-28. So again, the clock is ticking, and Rob better be hearing those ticks, because again, he told or inferred to Luka, according to reports, that the Lakers would give him the summer of 2026 to start building this team around him, and we're seeing that with Cameron Carr, who they traded to move up a spot with the New York Knicks to go ahead and get indeed. And Arcarino, you asked the question, why would the Lakers do that just to move up a spot for cash? First off, for the cash is again New York and James Dolan not wanting to go into the second tax apron, so moving down saves New York some cash. And then also as well, maybe the Lakers were getting nervous because they saw Cameron Carr, a player that they coveted, sliding down, and they decided that they weren't going to take any more risk in having someone come in and swoop him ahead of the New York Knicks. So we will see. But again, Cameron Carr is a Laker. Joe, not LeBaron Philon, not Chris Senac Jr. He is someone, though, with some good measurables, and again, a 21.5. Not the youngest player to develop, but not the oldest player to develop. So he still has time to grow and mature, but could be more of a player that we could see more of in the rotation sooner rather than later.
No, this is a good pick. He, the weaknesses he has is is obviously why he dropped to the mid 20s. But these are things that he can improve on. You can't improve on freakish athleticism. You can't improve on I mean, I guess you can improve on shooting, but when you can shoot already coming into the NBA, that's a huge benefit.
Yeah.
They likely got the best player available here at this pick. His weaknesses are he's a small guy. He's I believe a $180 or $190. Add 10 pounds in the next 2-3 years, and I think he'll be fine. I was saying before, he's not going to be the guy that can dribble through traffic and get to the basket. We don't want him to be that player. Maybe he can advance there at some point, but the pick and rolls are going to be things that I think him and Luka are going to be able to do and do well. Focus on understanding the speed of the NBA. These are all things that are going to come down to JJ Redick being able to coach him well and him being able to put the work in. We don't know that. We don't know if that's what he's going to do. But if he does put his head down and really, really try to improve, those are all things that can be fixed and be better. And it's a great pick. It really is. I'm always going to, especially in today's NBA, I'm going to always go with the guy that can handle the ball a little bit better, just because that's just what this thing is. That the Knicks won the damn championship with that crap. When you look at Indiana last year and how they almost won, a lot of it was same scenario. Just seems to be that's the NBA. Same thing with the Celtics the year before then. I'd say 2023 Denver Nuggets were looks like the outlier at this point because they had Jokic in top form. But I think it's a good pick. No injury issues, all just needing to understand the NBA game and hopefully have good coaching and good players around him to make him look better. I think he has the potential of being that guy we look back on in a couple of years saying, man, that was a steal.
Your boy Rob, who you said didn't make the pick on that one. So
I don't know who made I'm not going to. I don't care at this point. I don't want to really think about Rob Pelinka at all. This is an instinct that's carried me through my life. There have been friends of mine that think that I'm being a little harsh and kind of inconsiderate about Rob, but when you understand human tendencies like I do, he's not a bad guy. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. He's a nice man. He's great, and Jeannie's a nice person. Rob Rambis and everybody's a good person. But good person is not the point here. It's not about being a good person in this scenario. This is about, in my view, there's a level of, and this is something I struggle on a daily basis. Again, I have to limit my aggressiveness around my own family, my own friends, because I am too focused on transparency. I'm going to try to keep it professional here. Most aren't. Most have a facade. And I have degrees of tolerance of the facade sometimes. Sometimes I can just kind of let it go again, depending on my surroundings, because it takes a toll on the people around me. It's hilarious when people try to hide the fact that there's certain things hovering around me, and I actually exploit it. It's like I had a friend of mine, Blake, God bless him. He was trying to avoid to tell me what certain people were saying about me, and I told him what they were thinking, and he was like, "Oh, so you already know?" I go, "Yeah, of course I know. This is my job to know." He goes, "Oh, thank God," because I felt bad. I go, No, don't feel bad. I make people very uncomfortable, and the fact that my kids are growing up now and there's a lot more young adults around, and of course, young adults are going to be even worse in terms of being comfortable around someone like me. I go, don't feel weird about it. I go, grown adults feel uncomfortable around me, let alone young adults. I go, I'm not a guy that presents easement. There's a delivery somewhere in my demeanor, in my way of speech, that doesn't make people feel very comfortable. It's very authoritative type. Like, I always love the term chaperone. I'm like the chaperone. I'm like the teacher that's watching you. That's really what it is. And I've had that, again, guys. I've had this since I was in high school. This isn't something that just happened when I became a grown adult with responsibilities. So how that correlates with somebody like a Rob Pelinka or a Jeannie Buss, these guys are, these people are company people. They're corporate, politically correct types. I don't like people like that. I just don't. I don't trust them. I don't like them. I don't like their way of doing things. Not I don't like them. I don't like them in terms of in that position. I don't like people like that. I don't, because I have dealt with people like that, and they've given me every reason to not ever trust them, because they're the types that'll come back and say, well, it's business, it's not personal. Bitch, you just fired someone who's making $120,000 a year with medical expenses, and they have a sick kid, and you're telling me it's not fucking personal? Like, shit like that I've seen happen. It doesn't happen to me, obviously, because I run my own gig, but I've seen that kind of shit happen around me, and it's guys like Rob Pelinka and Jeannie that do it. They're not bad people in the sense of they're out there hurting people, but they run things a certain way where they act like, oh, well, whatever. And then, of course, they're bad at their job on top of it. So if you're gonna suck ass, at least be good at your job. And Rob has not been good at his job at all, and that's just a fact. Well, again, Chris, it's not the first time that's happened, or the last. I'm usually the first call when somebody gets fucked up, meaning like arrested. That's because I'm always awake. I'm always available because I run my own schedule. But I'm excited. This was a good pick, guys. I'm not just saying that. This was a good pick, even if he becomes a dud. And I feel this a lot about the Connect pick. The Connect pick was the right pick, but he turned into a pumpkin. How do you ever gonna know that? How would you know that? This is a guy that was dropping 30 points as a rookie. You could see improvement, and then as soon as the trade fell through, boom. And again, that plays a part in the psyche, the Rob Pelinka inability to understand his surroundings. That played a part in it. His fault or not, it's the result of what he did, because he wasn't doing that before the trade. And again, I'm not against that trade. I'm glad because he didn't make that trade, they were able to get Cameron today, by the way, just so you know. But the point is, he's the classic one step forward, two steps back guy. He makes a step forward and like, okay, cool. But then it's always fall with a two-step back. He's an agent. He doesn't belong doing this. Isn't his job. He's a connector. He's a network guy. He's not a general manager. And most of the guys that are general managing in the NBA suck at their job anyways. He's just one of those guys that sucks at his job. It's just what it is. It's just the NBA general manager position. I don't know if it's nepotism. It sounds like it's a lot of nepotism. I don't know if it's familiarity. I got asked a question today by one of my friends just about normal stuff about, this whole Mike Rabel thing. I go, you don't know that the coaches are just as bad as players? I mean, look what Bill Belichick's done the last couple of years. He's supposed to be the emperor too. Dating some college chick? After all those years fucking around and telling Gronkowski not to fuck around? Seriously? That's pretty hypocritical, don't you think, Gerald? So the trust thing, again, I'm kind of opening up some things here and getting out of the atmosphere, but it all correlates. At the end of the day, I don't like Rob Pelinka. I don't like Genie because to me, there's a facade there that I don't like that they always have. I just don't like it, and it always is followed with nonsense. It's very high school-ish stuff. The stuff with Magic, the stuff with her family. What is this? 60-year-olds still arguing like they're in high school. So I want that out. Get that out. Now, Chris, Ned Colletti, I don't want to ever compare Ned Colletti to Rob Pelinka. Ned Colletti is a talented man. However, you remember Gerald in 04 or at the end of 2003, Rick Carlisle was the coach of the Detroit Pistons?
Yes.
Well, what did they do? And Rick Carlisle was a good coach. What'd they do? They fired him and got Larry Brown. Even if you're good at your job, and if somebody else is better, you got to go get that person. And that's what Mark Walter does, guys. And I'm telling you right now, I'm positive that the Pelinka experiment will end. I don't know when, but it will end. It's likely going to end slowly. He'll get phased out or he'll leave when Genie leaves. But we're talking about the reality of what the Lakers are going to be is Mark Walter is going to put a team together that's going to be very consistent in focusing on winning and not nonsense. That's going to happen.
I certainly hope so, JSJ, that we can do something in free agency because as I put in the comments, the Lakers, because they use cash in that trade, are now hard capped to the second apron by trading with cash, which I believe that they cannot buy a pick in the second round. So if they are active tomorrow, that would have to be through a trade for maybe one of their only second round pick that they have or something else, a player or something like that. So if the Lakers do get some type of activity,
did these idiots read that part of the freaking CBA before they signed it? This is worse than a hard cap. This is like California taxes.
Well, be that as it may, if something does happen, we will go live after the second round with thoughts on it, and maybe actually I might do a show anyways if I'm able to. If I can get Legend back on, we'll get our thoughts on the second round maybe, but we won't be going through a nice 3.5 hour show like we did today. But Legend, we are finally done with the first round of the NBA draft. Second round is tomorrow.
Yes.
Koa Pete is the last pick of the first round. Boy, what a miscalculation on his part. He thought he was going to be up there higher. And at one time he was projected to be a lottery pick, but yeah, I think the kid should come back to Arizona. It's cost him a lot of money and NIL money as well. So yeah, he's one of the.
Hey, NCAA just passed something new to that. Hey, would have been worth it. 5 years eligibility,
Yeah. And with that said, Legend, one thing I wanted to ask you before we head on that, and plus make sure if you can't, make sure you give the word on what's going on with I Got Next Sports Media. I noticed Oklahoma City going with Ade Mara earlier in the draft. Real size, positional size, 7'3", 280, 290. And then San Antonio going for not one, but two big guys, a combined 510 pounds, 6'10", and 6'11". The strongest guy in the draft, most likely in Jaden Quaidens, and also Terrace Reed Jr., who's 6'11", 260. Anything you see in there as well as I do in regards to the fact that the strength was cited for both and the reasons why they lost in their successive rounds?
It looks like it was a move to me do two different things. It is to go against Victor Wembanyama, bring in another 7-foot center on up in the building, but also is a good way of helping maybe try to get off those expensive contracts between your two current bigs. A way where you'll feel okay with getting rid of one, which I get the feeling one is going to end up going somewhere. So we're going to see what happened in that one, which I'm gonna assume you ain't getting rid of Chet. It's gonna probably be Hartenstein. But I feel like that's what they probably did when they made that decision. But I definitely know this is a move to try to deal with Victor Wembanyama because newsflash, you got to go through the Spurs still to get to the NBA Finals. So they're gonna still beat her. Victor ain't going anywhere. So that's what it looks like. What they was looking at when they went and got him. Which I don't think that's a bad move for them. That's a good move.
And what's going on with your great channel, I Got Next Sports Media? And by the way, Richard, we like the car pick. We're just tired from 3.5 hours of being on the air.
um, Not right now. I kind of been taking a little vacay, a little break from streaming anyway. Kind of enjoying my summer break as a teacher. I want my break and just kind of taking it easy. But I'm probably going to really start doing a little bit more live streams in July. When I'll probably start really kind of talking more about the free agency wise. I might do a video about the Hawks and Warriors picks. But other than that, kind of taking it easy and just kind of chilling off this month. But in July, I'll probably start picking back up doing live streams, talking about the free agency, talk about college football, because that's getting ready to come up. Talking about the marquee matchup of when our good friend from LSU going to come to Ole Miss, and we get to see how this going to look when he get back.
By the way, Richard, he's 6'6". He's not 6 foot. He's 6'6". Actually,
He's 6'4" and a half
player.
without shoes. So 6'6" on the court.
Yes. So, and that he plays the wing with an athletic wing. You guys have been asking for years for an athletic wing, and you can't get it in the second round with someone that can also shoot as well. So, do Thiero, while he maybe can develop into something, Carr comes a little bit more ready made with an all around game. So, Joe, any last thoughts on the first round of the NBA draft? The Lakers move up one spot to get Cameron Carr before we head on out.
I hate the current CBA. I wish it burned to hell. That's my assessment on all that.
So, yes, the Lakers get Cameron Carr.
Dumbest freaking, absolutely just mind-boggling stupidity of a fucking CBA.
Adam Silver.
Such a stupid. It's the freaking Players Association dipshit leader and the idiot players agreeing to this deal. Just ugh. That's why I didn't read the CBA. I've been wanting to, but I'm like, what am I reading it for? I'm just gonna find out that you can't wipe your ass after you move left instead of right in the hallway in the NBA headquarters. Watch. So they paid what, 114 grand? Now they can't pick now they can't buy a second round pick for 114 grand. Stupid.
Again, I'm not. Yeah, they're hard capped. So to the second.
So you can't, even when you're under the cap, you're hard capped. How does that make any sense? Then what's the point of having a cap? It's a stupid freaking system, man. Beyond worst system ever. Like I said, it's like California tax codes. Bunch of fucking thieves.
No, Trojan. We've not gotten any answer on both Ayton and Smart as of yet. So
Smart's he's gonna opt out because he wants more money. Ayton is, I'm holding out on that one. I'm hoping he does. The second Ayton opts out, it's over. He's gone. He's not going to be a Laker.
That would be a sight to behold and a sight to look forward to indeed. But big shout out to Legend from I Got Next Sports Media, and big shout out to Joe from the Joe Sorrell Experiment. Please go ahead and head on over to their YouTube channels. Like and subscribe. It is the NBA draft first round. It is complete. We will have more thoughts in the coming days and weeks. I'll bring you more NBA observations with Matt John, who covers the Utah Jazz, Caleb Ponce, who covers the Oklahoma City Thunder. Legend, if he's available, hopefully we can get together to have him recap as far as what he's seen so far from Atlanta and Golden State. So definitely looking forward as we get closer to free agency. some more stuff right here at Lakers Fast Breaks. Plus, we'll sprinkle in some more live shows as the news warrants as well. So there you have it, guys. Cameron Carr is a Laker. Not 100% official that the Lakers won't be active tomorrow, but we will see if that's the case. But yeah, it's gonna made it a little bit harder by moving up the spot. But they really wanted Cameron Carr, Joe, and they got him.
Good. Athletic wing that can be a two-way player. They're already going the right path.
Finally.
Yeah.
Finally. Exactly. There you go, Legend. There you go, indeed. But once again, it is Legend from I Got Next Sports Media, Joe Sorrell from the Joe Sorrell Experiment. It's me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching, listening for 3.5 hours plus of NBA live draft coverage we brought to you. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you get a chance to go ahead and make sure you like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're not like Vari, who's asking where's the show is half the time.
Vari has his head up his butt.
Yes. Well,
no matter what's going on.
To see
the notification is head up the butt.
He's coming from Australia to see you. So
yeah,
that tells you all you need to know. So again, it is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. Big shout out to Craig. Big shout out Art Carino, JSJ. Want to give a big shout out to Stefan, Trojan, someone. Everybody was part of it. Search and Destroy, who was here earlier. Absolutely. Richard, of course, as well. Give a big shout out to all you guys. Drip Show, at Drip Show Shop, wherever you get your social media. Ivan P. Yes, salute to you too. Truly appreciate it. Again, you gave us an honest question on Luka, and hopefully we gave you our honest answers indeed. Hopefully, big shout out to Parade on Figaro on Twitch and everyone, Xbox, everyone that was a part of what we did today. Is SB going to the States? We think that that's the case. There's a
yes,
rumor
he is. End of July.
Okay, I was going to say rumor, but okay, all right. I was going to let it drag itself out, but yes, he is.
He will be here end of July.
Mateja, Lakers have no cap space left. No. It's they're because they gave cash. No, they still have cap space to sign players and to re-sign
it's
Austin
worse
if they want.
It's worse. They're under the cap, yet they got hard capped. Buying a oh man, I don't know if I want to talk about. We were enjoying the show until I started hearing that shit.
It's cap gymnastics. The Lakers are still going to have to sign players, Mateja, but again, they are limited in what they're going to be doing because they're hard capped. And we'll leave it at that. So we'll see if that comes back to bite them, as many things that Rob Pelinka has done. But again, Cameron Carr is a Laker, and I hope he does well. I wish him all the best. I know all the Lakers fans do as well. So looking forward to seeing his career progress right here with the Lakers. And the NBA draft is now complete with the first round, and I'm looking forward to hearing and seeing more with the LA Lakers in the coming days, weeks, and months as we get closer to free agency, as we get closer to the summer league, and as we get closer to doing what we do right here at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast.
Hey, look, it's Stone.
Someone, it will affect it a little bit there as far as when you're hard capped, it does affect what you do.